it's gonna feel like a really long time when we get back to God of War.
Yeah, definitely. With the party streams we did, and then playing this.
Yeah, I mean, it might be years at this point.
Yep.
No, it's not gonna take that long. I forget what.
We'll play God of War Ragnarok when Ragnarok actually happens.
Oh, nice. That'll be timely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Topical.
Every Minnesota winter feels like Fimbulwinter, though. So, like, how are you gonna really decide which one actually?
I think they
feels
can,
like
because you're probably the guy who's going to have Fenrir, and then you're going to get a snake, and it's going to be really big.
No, that's not gonna happen.
And then you're going to get an 8-legged horse from somewhere.
I'm gonna not do that.
I think once Sage has reached the critical mass of animals.
Yeah, when you have your menagerie.
Well, then I guess Ragnarok's not happening.
Well, it would, because you'd be able to unleash them all.
They might try to start Ragnarok, and then God will come down and be like, "No, we got to do the flood because there's too many animals. You got to load them up on an ark."
Well, okay, I'll tell you what. I won't build the ark.
You're not gonna build the ark.
I'm not gonna spend time.
Even if God asked nicely. Dude.
No, dude.
Come on, man.
Your house, you're already there.
Yeah, what's gonna happen to all those animals, dude?
Damn, Nicole is older.
She was actually always supposed to be in her 40s. Even
She
in
never
the
did
original.
look that old.
No, and then so
I know that's a graphical limitation.
yeah, I mean, just in general, like
It's hard to put on wrinkles when the pixels are so limited.
Yeah, they were very smooth faced.
Guess you really miss her.
Hey, Kendra has normal length hair.
Yeah, no Rapunzel.
It's rough.
That's still one of the best glitches I've ever had in a video game. Just her just having
her hair going on forever.
Forewarned is forearmed.
Well, because wasn't it like covering like the big like docking area even? Yeah.
And one of the cutscenes, it was like fucking like all over the place. It was like just like fritzing like through the whole room.
Imagine 6 months staring at that shit.
I mean, this looks real clean, man.
To an independent miner, that's paradise.
Yeah,
So-
this was-
Well, I was gonna say one of the interesting things about the script here, because Isaac talks, is that they didn't really change the conversations. They more so just divided up the lines of dialogue amongst the characters
That
in
makes
the
sense,
group
yeah.
that were already there more.
It's a good way to do it, because you don't have to worry about writing new shit,
Yeah.
making sure it flows with the rest of the story.
It's a clever way to like have him talk but not change it really at the same time.
Just be careful on the approach. I'm not taking any.
I am a little sad that Hammond isn't Peter Mensa anymore, because I always thought that was awesome in the first one.
Yeah, for
Check
sure.
your file access.
Computer analyst. Comes
His voice is definitely a lot
I
better.
ran standard CEC background checks, Miss Daniels. If you want to work in the big leagues, you have to play ball.
Sir, we're in hailing range.
Well, then Isaac, you can just see his face immediately.
He looks pretty simple.
This is the emergency.
It's so like the when you see his face at the very end of the original, it's kind of a stock model.
Yes.
And then in 2, they like combine that stock model with the actor's face that did the voice, and now this is just that actor's face out, right?
Okay.
With like no changes.
Gotcha.
2 is always just how I envision Isaac.
Yeah.
Like in that game, it doesn't seem that different to me.
No, he's just not as
Maybe
tired and
Well, I mean, he had seen some shit at that time.
Yeah.
so-
And he's just starting right
Yeah,
now.
this is
he hasn't even gotten into this
This
shit
is
yet.
fresh faced Isaac.
Yep.
Kendra also comes across as a lot more like friendly here.
Yeah, she was always kind of weird.
Yeah, she was very cold, like in the original, from the kind of
We're docking, guys.
Melon and dry.
Guidance system override isn't responding.
Shit, coming in too hot. It's gonna smash us into the hull. Chest, aim for that emergency stabilizer. There, the blue light. It might slow us down. Got it. Drop the flash shield. Everyone get
And then Ulysses, do you know about the Intensity Director?
No, I don't.
So that is an AI program that's just kind of running at all times in this game. That is kind of selecting from like a pool of like 2,000, I think they said, like random noises, enemy encounters, just changes in the environment, like the lights going out, specifically to try and stress you out more based on how you're playing.
Okay. That sounds cool. So if you play it really well, it'll fuck with you a lot.
Yeah, like it'll throw more and more shit at you the better you are at it,
Awesome.
and it'll take it easy on you a little bit if you're having a hard time.
Is this in addition to the game's previous difficulty levels, or is it a replacement?
So you still can pick easy, medium. We're just doing medium.
Okay.
There's an impossible mode
Okay.
where you get you can only use one save file in the like slots or whatever, and you have to beat it basically without dying a single time.
Okay,
and
so it's like an Iron Man mode.
and you get the foam finger cutting.
Nice.
That was in 2. And they brought that back, so that's another fun little.
That's what you get for beating it in Impossible.
In Impossible, yeah.
Gotcha.
If you do the like really like difficult mode.
Standard procedure, Mr.
I did this game on hard. I don't know if I'd be able to do it on impossible.
It's basically the same difficulty as Impossible, but you can't die at all.
Right. That's what I mean.
Johnson might just
Yeah, it's. I mean, I've died on just standard before.
I mean, this game has some hard moments.
The Necromorphs also seem to be, in all the footage I've seen, faster than they were in the original.
Yeah, they're definitely kind of sluggish in the first one.
Yeah, like they're
Guess we didn't
quicker.
take out the sign.
That'll be interesting to see.
Definitely excited to see us shred the flesh off the bones and everything.
yeah,
that
Just
whole
start
peeling system.
Picking them apart, yeah.
Also, Isaac's
Like eating a piece of chicken.
Yum.
Isaac's got like 6 variations of every line of dialogue in the game to account for like what level his health is at or how out of breath he is. Like you could, if you just happen to be running right before a cutscene starts, he'll
Does
be
he
out
have
of
6
breath.
variations of the trademark Isaac Clarke hissy fit stomp?
Yeah, well, I think maybe more even.
Oh, really?
His the stomp is it like what I heard in one review that I was listening to. They made it so that the stomp gets like just slowly a little more like intense and aggressive over the course of the game. It never does more damage or less damage, but
It's
like
just he's more pissed.
yeah, he's just more angry.
Gotcha.
It's understandable.
I would be.
Yeah, he's not had a good time.
No. It's Necromorphs are no joke, dude.
Yeah, they're such obnoxious little bitches. You know? It's like when you die and become a flesh-eating zombie, do you really have to be that much of an asshole?
Yeah, right?
They're aggressive.
Just bitter.
They just don't take no for an answer.
I don't want to be a zombie. Just be dicks to people that aren't zombies.
But they did a really good job with the all the sound design feels all appropriate.
Location. Error. Employee not found.
I can't reach security.
Same for the chief engineer. What is wrong with their comms?
Some money.
It's really amazing how dark this game is.
Yeah.
Especially with like all the computers and everything still working. It's always like, where'd the lights go?
Well, like in this, the lights are all casting like real. Do you guys want to read the history of the Ishimura? It's kind of long.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we're good.
I figured.
There's nothing logged.
But like each area is like realistically illuminated by its own individual little light, like
Yeah.
little things that were lights in the original but didn't actually give off light.
I'd already go so far as to say that like the Ishimura in the original was like an iconic video game location.
Oh, I would say so too. Absolutely.
So yeah, this is just making something cool.
And then there's more of the ship too, right? Because you no
Yeah,
longer
there's some
need
cut
the tram
content
to.
areas, and then there's the transit and all that. Yeah.
Because the tram is you can still use it, but like it's after you've already gone all the way to the next like place.
Right. It's a fast travel rather than like a level selection.
Yeah,
Could do that kind of damage to a planet cracker.
which makes it just slightly more like Resident Evil in that sense, because then there is backtracking that you couldn't do in the original version. Because You know, you have to leave stuff behind sometimes with that limited inventory, but if you had access, now that we have access to the whole map, we can always go back and find something if you need to.
Which is nice. I mean, inventory management can always be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. But then that's the other thing too, is that then that AI like intensity director will have new stuff happen in areas you've already cleared. So like you can't rely on.
What do you get for using the pulse rifle?
You're right. We'll see if it feels any better in this.
You did say it has a new function, so.
See if you use anything other than the plasma cutter.
I always liked the Ripper.
The Ripper is one of my favorite weapons in video games. Like, that thing just kicks ass. But the plasma cutter is probably like the most versatile weapon.
Yeah, I mean it's just good for so much. Or like the contact beam was another one that was pretty useless in the original.
I don't even remember what it did.
It kind of shot like a laser, but didn't really do that much. But in the contact beam in this game, it's like a full on rail gun, like Jill pulled out in Resident Evil 3.
Okay.
it's more like something like that almost.
That sounds pretty good.
Not as big, but
At least actually useful.
in terms of function.
At least we got the plasma cutter.
There you go.
Cut off their limbs.
You know, there's still people that go online and are like, how am I supposed to kill these things? Like, I'm
The
shooting
game
them in the head
literally shows it in your face.
multiple times. Multiple times.
I mean, a lot of people.
Are you really telling me that
a lot of
there's
people
something-
are illiterate, dude.
Dude, no, I'm seriously. Look, go on Reddit and like look, and I guarantee you, there's going to be like 5 like posts probably like, help me.
I just want to see like a YouTube video of somebody like playing through the entire game just only with body shots to see if they could even do it. Like that would be an interesting challenge. I feel like
That would be an interesting challenge. I feel like it would be very difficult.
yeah, they're faster, all right.
I also got stuck on a box trying to back up there. Got fucking money out of him. That is one of my favorite buttons. It's just one of the most satisfying things in
Did
any
you
video
stomp
game.
on the guy he killed?
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck
good.
him.
Just to check.
Stomp on everybody. There's nothing we don't.
That guy could turn into a necromorph later.
That's a
Could've.
good point. That's a good point.
Well, and you know, because you're not even killing them, right? You're just making it so they can't move.
Yeah, right.
Because all the flesh just gets recomposited into the like weird fleshy like
Right.
mold shit that's on like the walls, and they just I think
Yeah, you know that stuff that grows on like gas station toilets.
right.
You'd actually. I think I've seen some necromorphs at a gas station.
I'd play a game called Necromorphs at a gas station. that whole audio log right there was literally just him going, "You got to cut their legs off."
Yeah, the game's pretty aggressive with letting you.
But what do I do, Sage? How could you possibly beat this game? It makes you figure out everything for yourself.
Oh my god, Isaac. You made it.
They're everywhere. Shit, is he,
He's gone. Nothing I can do. What the fuck are these things?
The ones I saw, some of them were wearing Ishimura uniforms.
They're the crew? How the hell can they be the crew?
Yeah, who would give a zombie a job?
Why would they, Isaac? They wouldn't hire these things. They were just really dumb and didn't get what he was
Damn,
saying.
zombies taking everybody's jobs. All her good space mining jobs going to zombies.
Pretty soon they're gonna make us speak their fucking zombie language. Or we're gonna sit around teaching our kids in school to go ah, ah.
Eating their weird zombie food of human
Yeah,
flesh.
And Isaac,
Can you imagine? That's a bunch of kids at school. Zombie kids are over there.
she'll do the smart thing.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi.
So we're safe. I'll be back soon.
Here. Let her out here a little bit.
Yeah, alright. Let's go fuck some shit up. What did it say? I need to repair something? My tracking missions. Let's get the mission menu.
I mean, you just gotta do the little green
Replace
tail.
the damaged tram. Find the data board.
Okay, yeah. Stop hitting me in the face.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take some credits.
Yeah, pretty much everything in this game you fucking need at some point.
I want to buy some death sticks, dude.
Death sticks?
Those in here?
What are death sticks?
That's that drug from Star Wars where the dude, like, comes up to, Obi-Wan Kenobi in the bar in the prequels and is like, you want to buy some death sticks?
I completely forgot about that because it's in the prequels.
Yeah, well, it's just stupid.
Actually, I remember
Space
a lot
drugs.
of stuff in the prequels. Like the assassin who hires another assassin, who hires a robot to hire a pair of worms to kill Padme.
Yeah, well, you know.
It's elegant.
It's a sensible plan.
Yeah, and then all of the various assassins have to stand outside the window just sort of watching while the worms fail to do their job because they're worms. It's a good movie.
How do I stomp on this body again?
I don't remember what the button is.
That's what I was going to say. I haven't played this game.
If I was playing it on PC, I'd probably remember what things did, but...
Yeah, you're all good, dude.
As long as you don't shoot your gun, you can always just button mash to find it.
Right. Oh, nice. It was on the arm.
Yeah. You got a stasis hit.
Oh, okay.
Don't get killed by this door.
I'm gonna get killed by the door, man.
There you go.
Alex,
What?
did you get killed by the door in the original?
I don't remember.
I
Maybe.
think that's a yes. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know, man. I haven't played this game in a long time.
Do you think there are people who sit around...
It's been a long time.
You think there are people who sit around on Reddit going like, how do I stasis the door? How do I get through this door? It keeps shutting so quickly.
Yeah, there are people, man, though. I swear. Somehow they're not getting it.
Yeah.
Even at that point, it doesn't make sense to me, but...
I feel like maybe if like, this is literally your first video game that you've ever turned on, you know, like...
Oh, did you just...
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
Then maybe I could understand a little bit, like if you just don't know how things work at all. I forget, did we go in that bathroom at some point?
In the bathroom?
Yeah.
It's been sanitized within error days. So I'm sure it's clean in there.
In the error days.
Did it actually say that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, if you have to wait for it to scroll by, I suppose.
This is not the worst bathroom I've seen.
I don't even think it's the worst bathroom in this game.
Only one dead body. So
Yeah. It just means there's another toilet.
it's true. And you don't want to know what that dead guy did to the toilet. Cost him his life.
Or what the person did before him.
No, true.
I also feel like you actually kind of need the flashlight from your gun in this one versus in the original. I feel like you can still pretty much see the environment all the time.
I remember needing the flashlight a lot. But maybe that was just me.
Maybe I had the setting on a brighter, and that's why. But I remember feeling like I could always make it might have just been like an outline of the environment,
Right.
but I always felt like I could make out at least a decent amount.
Yeah, the lighting in this is definitely better. A lot more organic, which makes the dark areas kind of, darker.
Right. I want to see what this looks like on an actual 4K screen.
I think bother shooting those fuckers in the head. Doesn't even slow them down.
This is the third time.
Yeah, the game's pretty aggressive with how often it tells you.
Legs,
Does that even kill them?
Yeah, that would be pretty sad if people didn't figure it out.
I feel like those people
But
must
that's
literally
part of
just
the
be
game.
stuck at the first necromorph
Yeah,
and
I
didn't
suppose.
bother to play beyond that.
Right.
You think you'd just kind of experiment and figure it out fairly quickly.
I think
You
so.
would think.
The autoloader's fried. I got a damaged tram car on the tracks, and if the whole system's gridlocked, guess who they're calling? Temple here, sending a stasis module now. What happened to the autoloader? No idea. A lot of shit's been breaking down. I keep hearing things. Down in the gears where no one can be. You know? I know.
I love how much these people all hated their jobs too.
I could imagine this would be a pretty depressing job without the necromorphs, too.
Yeah, no,
You think
absolutely.
they liven the place up?
Maybe a little bit.
I mean, it's something unexpected, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they all showed up in like party hats and with like little noisemakers
Ooh,
and shit.
little necromorph party hat.
Yeah, yeah.
Necromorph with a kazoo.
Yeah, that's what those are
Yeah,
called.
that's
Damn.
fun.
That's a good movie title. Necromorph with the kazoo. I'm here for it, man.
Do you imagine that? That's how they build the tension or whatever. Is you just hear a kazoo in the distance.
Well, it would still be better than the Annabelle movie. Yeah, the way the flash build off is pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
We also have the ability to do the addition in Dead Space 2 where if we shoot off, we don't have the kinesis yet, but if we knock off the arms, we can.
Oh yeah, you use them as spears.
Yeah, we can use them as spears for other ones.
Nice.
That was not in the original.
Yeah, they improved the kinesis a lot too. Isn't it almost purely like the puzzle solving thing in this one?
You right behind me? Yeah.
That's what they do.
Oh, there's one right there too. Okay.
So early to get our first death.
Well, you have to remember we were injured by the door.
That is. The door is an accomplice to murder.
Oh, that stomp is so satisfying. So good.
Replacing damaged tram car. Please stand by.
There also are a few, not many, but there are a couple of side missions in the game
Okay.
that are like totally optional, and there's not even that many of them, but there's just a couple here and there, and those are all totally like new things, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, time. What you guys been up to for the past week or so?
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Just working mostly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, pretty.
Same here.
Yeah, there's another one over here somewhere.
I heard any good shit lately?
That AI doing the like sports announcer for the Hiroshima bombing is pretty funny.
Yeah.
These AIs are getting crazy, dude.
Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
be doing everything.
Well,
soon.
now between that and the deepfake technology, it's getting pretty risky.
It is. Yeah, there's
People
gonna be a lot. Of,
making fake stuff, trying to
That's probably gonna be the new like #1 way to scam people. You know,
probably.
it's gonna be like blackmail using that. Kind of
Oh, yeah, I suppose you can. Well, I mean, obviously they're doing it to celebrities now, but yeah, you could impersonate someone's grandma on the
There's
phone
one of
or
those
something.
lurker things.
stuff. There's already people trying to do that kind of stuff.
Right.
And they don't even have the technology for that.
Yep. Well, and this AI stuff is so cheap.
Mhm.
Like,
That is the crazy thing about it. Yeah.
to have access to it is pretty cheap. So, yeah, scammer could easily do that.
Yeah, I mean, scammers can do whatever they
Yeah.
want, really.
I mean, the reason they can do the celebrities so easily is that you need example data for it to build the voice profile off of.
Right.
So you find, a long interview of some celebrity and it can impersonate their voice.
I mean, so many people are online now. It'd be pretty easy to get that sort of thing for a long time.
I suppose that's probably true. Yeah,
Millions of people.
steal somebody's TikTok videos and just upload them.
I mean, they could do it to us very easily.
Oh, that's true.
See that one just spit at me? That was not.
Yeah, I thought it was only the futures that
Yeah, nothing spit at all on the original.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought it was
Shit.
Oh,
Damn.
all right.
Yeah, whole new attack that wasn't in the game before.
Yeah, weren't the little baby things like the only like ranged enemy really?
Yeah, they were the only thing that like really shot anything at you. So that's just like straight up the like.
That's
one of
harder,
the
yeah.
Basic lurkers, even. Right, that's just changing those up even a little bit.
Interesting.
Probably not. Is it like all of them that do that, or
I think it's just some. I think I don't think.
so? It's more like here's a priority target type thing.
Yeah. It does even looks just a little bit different in the face.
Not different enough where I can tell, to be honest. But that's probably as dark as hell.
It is dark. It is dark. Yeah, I could see their kind of mouth looked almost like a Zoidberg thing, more than the normal ones. All right, now we need the data board.
This is you see the Chat GPT that AI has now passed the bar exam, the U.S. Medical Licensing Board exam, and the MBA final exam.
Damn polymath robots.
Yeah, they're getting a little too smart, man.
Well, it can pass the exam, but could it actually do the job?
I don't know. I guess that's a good question.
I feel like it's pretty easy to get a computer to learn how to pass a test like that.
Right.
You know, because it can just sort of, copy and
4 times.
Right.
That's 4 times. In case you don't get it, here's a floating like instruction set.
Right.
At this rate, the game just needs to have a sledgehammer reach out of your machine and just fucking beat
I do like how they almost make old man groans when they get up off the ground.
you. That's gonna be us in a couple of years.
Dude, I've sounded like
Yeah, I
that,
do that
for the
sometimes,
last
yeah.
10 years already. So here's an example of one of the new things where you have to actually divert power.
Okay.
This is just, let's go check out this closet and then switch it and then go through here. But in the game, there are moments where you'll have to, turn... Is that... Yep, that was just music, okay.
Just to scare you.
Oh, never mind. Oh. Okay, that one ran away, I guess. Oh, maybe that one went out there.
I've had noises, neighbors like that. Just hear screaming in the background.
You over here still? No?
No, he fucked off.
Okay.
They like to fuck with you a lot in the early part of the game.
Maybe so. And more in this one. But there will be times where this mechanic is used for alright, you gotta divert power to fix this elevator, but you have to either turn off the lights or the oxygen in the room to be able to turn this other thing on.
So you either gotta fumble through the dark or run really fast.
And with how dark this game's dark is, it's like...
Right.
Either way, probably it's in your best interest to run for the exit like a Taco Bell major and make it to the bathroom.
Did you ever have any significant bugs with Dead Space 2 on the PC? Because
I
I
did
know...
not. Dead Space 2 actually worked perfectly. It was one only had comical bugs. It worked fine otherwise.
Right, you were still able to finish the game.
Yeah, no problems there. 3 had some actual really obnoxious bugs.
Which, considering all the other problems that game had, is like...
Yeah, it's
Makes it not even worth playing.
Well, I would say if, like...
I'm glad I played through it once. I don't think I'd do it again.
Like, I feel like if you were, like, a really big fan and you wanted more Dead Space, yeah, one time is, like, an alright, like...
You got explosives around it. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, it's worth playing if you're already invested in Dead Space.
Sure.
But I wouldn't bother for, like, repeat plays, because it's got problems. And if it's just like, you like the second one because it was fun to play, avoid 3.
Yeah. Well, and now that this... I mean, now it's back, right? This... Did a little disco spin there.
It's like Anubis, god of disco spins.
God damn, dude, that movie was so fucking stupid.
Just talking about Gods of Egypt.
Gods of Egypt, dude. That movie is embarrassing.
It's one of those things where you can't believe it made it to theater.
Yeah, that doesn't feel like a movie that should have even been allowed a theatrical release. That was some straight to fucking streaming garbage.
Amazing some of the stuff they'll bother putting in theaters, considering how expensive it is to have an unsuccessful theatrical run.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta pay for marketing, you gotta pay for theaters. It's one of those things that make huge losses.
Nah. And you always feel bad for the theaters, too, because they get totally fucked on those deals where somebody pushes complete crap in and they'll be like, oh, you're under contract. Run this thing for 4 weeks. Yep. Nobody shows up on opening weekend.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you'll get like one pervert who goes into the Gods of Egypt showing,
For a quiet place to masturbate.
God, I mean, could you even, if Gods of Egypt was playing?
That's kind of what I was about to say. It's like, I feel like the good news is at least they leave pretty quickly before finishing off. It's like, how can you when something that bad is on?
The size difference between... like the gods and the people.
That was so weird.
It made me uncomfortable.
It's like, what? Why?
Like, it was it was very weird looking to me.
Or maybe you're into like war porn, dude.
But they were only just like a little bit bigger. It wasn't even like...
It was more of an uncanny valley thing than anything else.
Yeah. Alright, so there we go. So to open up this door, it's either... We need the elevators to get down there, so...
So I just gotta go.
It has to be lights.
What was the other one, Oxygen?
No, it was either elevator or lights, but we also need to take the elevator back down, so this time it has to be the lights.
Oh, we have a flashlight, it'll be alright. As long as it's doing great. I'm assuming, Alex, that you never played Doom 3.
No,
you should be glad you haven't. It sucks. But one of the things that was widely panned about it is you could hold a flashlight or a gun, but not two at the same time.
Oh, so you had to shoot in the dark?
Yeah.
That's
and then if you ever wanted to look for things, like in a hallway where it was fucking dark, you'd have to hold your flashlight, and then a monster would pop out, and you have to fumble through your inventory to find your fucking gun.
Oh, that is nice.
And also just the fact that it's Doom, but it's like it's trying to be like an actual horror game.
Yeah.
It did not succeed at it.
Well, and Doom not always having your gun in your hand.
Yeah, right. It's like that's the whole thing.
It's even more baffling given the number of actual horror games that do let you do that. Like this one.
Yeah, right? There's a light coming right off this gun.
I don't know. Somebody probably thought it was like a good idea for like game mechanics, add more suspense or whatever, and they didn't rethink it when it didn't work.
Damn it! All right.
Well, you don't hit that explosive.
That was also another one that came too right up behind that one. Damn, the detail in the bone like blade coming out of the hand is fucking great.
And how do these zombies get anything done on this shit? Like, it must be really hard to use a keyboard, but you only got 2 fucking claws.
It's like when you see the women with the unbelievably long, like, acrylic nails.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, how do you, like, type things?
Yeah. Like, the only time it makes sense to me for a person to have nails that long is if they're, like, a fucking, like, Buddhist monk or something, right?
Right.
Somebody who it's their job to just kind of like sit around and meditate all day.
That's like, those are the things, like when you see like those gurus and stuff like that who they like hold their arm up for like 10 years or some shit like that. And it's like that, the point of that is to show like I haven't done dick for the last 10 years.
Right.
Have you ever seen those guys who never put their arm down and like it withers? Like withers away, like it just becomes useless and locked into place, and then you just spend the rest of your life like this.
I don't get it. I mean, I know it's a religious devotion thing, but
yeah, I don't know. Well,
another thing I don't get.
That whole like proving that, like causing yourself suffering to prove how devoted you are. It's like, I don't know. Like,
I feel like flagellating yourself makes more sense.
What God wanted. Like,
well, depends on which version of God you like. I mean, some of them are assholes.
That is true. But yeah, no, I feel like a lot of that religious stuff is just like just doing it because.
Don't fucking follow me in the elevator.
Like, there's I don't know. I mean, granted, I'm not like an expert on Hinduism, so I don't know. Like, if there really would be something to it where they're like, no, it is like we want you to put your arm up in the air.
Like you just don't care.
That's what we really want.
They care too much.
I'm sure they have some sort of explanation for it.
Yeah, I'm sure they make some explanation for it, but otherwise it's just like, that's that thing where it's like, oh, I'm holier than thou. Like, I never put my arm down. Like, it's always up there. Like, I haven't put my arm down in 10 years. I haven't picked shit up. So, like, and that makes me a better person than you.
I knew you were going to do that, buddy.
Yeah, they're not very good at playing dead.
It worked really well the very first time it happened in the first game.
Yes.
Just because...
So then afterward, you're like, yeah, I'm going to shoot his body. I see.
Yeah. Because in that first one, like, I feel like you hadn't really...
Hey,
it's pretty good, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Good shit.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's very, very good. I mean, it seems like it may have outdone the original. We'll see how this goes, but I mean, it's so faithful to it.
Yeah, and it's visually a massive improvement for sure.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Makes me think of the first time I played 2. It was very early in that game. You go through like this gift shop or some shit, and they're like this shelf with like little rubber ducks or some shit. And when you pick them up with your kinesis, they make like a squeaky noise, right?
Yep.
So I decided to carry one as far as I could into the game, and I would literally just throw it at every dead body because it was great. It would thunk into a necromorph, make the little squeaky noise, and then the necromorph would get up.
Yeah, I hope they do too, based on how faithful this one is.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I hope they make it possible to carry that duck through the whole game, because unfortunately it went out in airlock.
That's too bad.
Saddest moment.
You just watch it, just like, no.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just very sadly,
Yeah, because I think there was a dead body in an airlock, and I threw the duck at, and then the body woke up, and then that triggered the airlock to open, so they both got sucked out.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that duck died in the line of duty.
Shit.
The void of space.
In space, no one can hear you quack.
So you just imagine some other...
Jesus, they are way faster.
Beginning of some sci-fi movie, you're flying in this ship at like light speed. You got that Star Wars streaming star effect, and then just a duck bounces off the windshield.
Well, someday if we ever fly spaceships, no one can hear you clap. That's good.
Twerking in space.
It's gotta be a thing, though. Sure. Well, you heard about that new addition they're gonna put to it.
Of twerking? What?
No, it's like a space. It's a commercial space station. Right now, it's just going to be a module they're going to stick on an existing space station.
Yeah.
But there are plans to make like a fully independent commercial station where they're going to be like filming movies and having private tours.
Yeah, they're doing that with the ISS.
Yeah.
The ISS looks like it's gonna age out. It's gonna be too old for it to be able to do a lot of the research that they want to do up there, and they've been kind of planning on phasing it out. But yeah, they almost want to sell it to somebody to have movie shoots and stuff on it, and just turn it into like a set.
Yeah, that's what that module was going to be
Yeah.
for. There's been a lot of delays.
I heard
like,
they're going to let
putting it
Tom
up.
Cruise climb the outside.
But yeah, I think there's going to be somebody twerking up there in the near future.
Well, I
Tom
mean,
Cruise?
Tom Cruise twerking on the ISS.
like in Tropic Thunder. No, I mean, yeah, you could see
He would do that.
you could see rap videos filmed on the ISS. I wouldn't be shocked.
I mean, I feel like that's sort of the ultimate expression of the rap video.
Yeah, just in space,
Yeah.
just to prove how baller you are. Like, we can afford to film this video in space.
Yeah,
But we put spinning rims on the space station.
you got all your floating bitches.
Yeah. I would like to see a lunar rover with some spinning rims on it.
Ooh, that would be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Could you imagine the hydraulics on the moon with that gravity, dude?
Yeah,
how
man.
high you'd be bouncing?
You'd be fucking flying. Fucking zero G.
zero
That's
Gs.
coming.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a thing.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, just wait till the first time like NASA lets somebody go film a porno.
Oh yeah, zero G porn is gonna be
Yeah.
a popular genre. I think.
Where's the cum going to go?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, it's gonna be floating around, dude.
It's gonna be going in your eyes, probably.
Yeah. Or get sucked into some ventilation shaft and there's be cum droplets.
Oh. I don't like this future, man. Shut
That's
down
gonna
the
be what-
science fiction.
That's gonna be what causes the doom of the space station. It's gonna like fly into the control panel and like spark everything, and it's gonna light on fire.
Yeah. No, I mean, back in the day, they couldn't even stop the shit from flying all over the space station.
I thought you were gonna say in Germany.
Oh, well, that's true.
That's
too.
the thing is it's not back in the day. It's now.
But the first people in space before they invented those space toilets, you basically just shit in a Ziploc bag.
You were telling me about how there was like some like transmission from the.
Oh yeah. There's
talking about
audio.
some normal
There's
shit, and then
audio.
one of the dudes is like, Jesus, is that a turd?
Yeah, no, dude.
Good space is taking on a very erotic tone.
There's audio of that of them just like.
Not in the shitty part. Well, for some people, that's alright.
For Germans.
Yeah.
Quarantine lockdown's lifted, so you can get to the hangar. Comms are still down, so be ready.
No, space travel was pretty unglamorous at the beginning. Can you imagine that? Just
What
like,
about
what
when
are we
they
gonna
go-
do about shitting? And it's like,
Put it in a bag?
bags.
What about when they're in the
Think you had
fucking
to, like-
ocean, dude?
What?
What about when you're in the fucking ocean and you gotta go?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
have you heard
yeah.
about that?
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Those are. I feel like that's even worse.
Just, yeah, at least that guy, I think that guy was on Rogan or whatever, but he was talking about how the angelfish with their thin little mouths would just come right up to your butthole like it was an ice cream dispenser.
Yeah, that's gotta be worse and more unpleasant than the
I just
space
feel like
one.
they could have found a solution.
I'd rather
to keep
deal
the
with
fish
a
away
bag
from your
than a
butt.
fish.
They could have found an easy solution to keep the fish away from your butt. Like they didn't.
You have a solution in mind?
You could have put like more of a walled kind of structure around the thing. He said that they basically just had this dome that would have air, so you would like dive underneath and then you'd come up under the dome so that you could breathe the air there while you take a shit. Just feel like they could have made like an enclosed kind of stall or something, you know, so that the fish couldn't swim right up to your ass.
So what you're saying is that they made a public restroom in the ocean.
Yeah, basically it's but I mean you're just pissing and shitting directly into the ocean. It's just
Right.
like they put a little dome in there so you'd be able to breathe while you're taking a dump. I'm like,
But I'm hoping that it had like little stalls, like there's a fish just using like a urinal next to you and shit.
well, but they didn't have the stalls. That's why the fish could just come up to
Well,
you.
even if they had the stalls, the fish can come up to you.
Well,
Stalls don't
because
have any-
they wouldn't put the bottom on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
door for whatever fucking reason.
I don't know why restrooms are like that.
I don't know. I don't know how much cost that saves you. That
It can't save you.
That
Ryan George.
foot and a half of.
Is that Ryan George video? He's talking about the
Yep.
missing parts of the door.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I feel like it's a decision they had to have been made by perverts.
Yeah. Like, well, how are
Again,
we
that was
supposed
the
to
joke in
watch?
the Ryan George
How are we
video.
supposed to watch people poop?
Should be a little gap in the door. Only why did you look through it?
Yeah, that guy's hilarious.
That dude has certainly made a hell of a YouTube career for himself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's one of the best ones. I mean, how many of them are? I don't know. Like,
Popular and good.
Yeah.
Not many.
Well, and how many of them that especially do the whole like quick cut edit thing? Because I feel like that's so often.
Yeah, it sort of became the trend for a while. Everybody wanted to do it.
It's just like a weird He does something cool with it, but
It's because he's actually a good writer.
right. Yeah, most of them that have been working on that have not been. Shouldn't be built in buildings anymore, just outside in the middle of parks.
It's not even
They should be glass walls.
It should just be a bucket.
make them be like the public Roman ones.
Oh god.
Oh god. Just
Well,
a
you got the
sponge on a
neutral
stick.
sponge,
Yeah.
Yeah, the sponge. Yeah, the sponge. That's not.
How do you think sea sponges felt about that? Do you think word reached the ocean that's why the Romans were harvesting so many?
There wasn't like another crew member still working on repairs in the ship.
Nope.
In the original.
I don't know. I mean, how do you think beavers feel about all their assholes being used for vanilla?
I don't know. That's a good question. I wonder, like, I mean, so like,
has anyone asked them?
Aquaman would shed a tear, Schindler style.
Shed a tear.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, so do they keep those beavers alive?
I don't know how that works. I don't know if you kill a
like,
beaver and
is vanilla
it's like
dead
like
beaver
a dog.
asshole?
No, like it's like like dogs when they rub their ass on the carpet, it's because they're like trying to express their anal glands or whatever. So
or they're just
like,
trying to wipe their ass.
Well, that's also possible, but like that's one of the main reasons they do it is like those glands get swollen or whatever, and people will have like if it gets bad enough, they'll have to bring it into the vet and have them do it. Mm-hmm. And then that can be like a reoccurring problem, so you have to bring the dog back to have that done periodically or whatever. I assume that's the same for beavers, right?
So
like, I mean, that's what they're using
me.
to make vanilla is like the stuff that like the anal gland juice.
So are you asking me, do they have a bunch of beavers like hooked up to like pipes going into their butts that are just
I mean, they might be. No, I mean, they might be like free range beavers.
Where they get what? They milk them? Like
yeah, so then they have to
they
like
milk their assholes.
They have to call them in the morning. You know, like ring the bell, and the beavers come in and
I have a
line
suspicion
them
that's
up.
not how they do it.
Okay.
Do the beavers respond?
You just
to
put a
bell?
bucket underneath them.
I don't.
Would the beavers respond to this bell if they knew that it meant they were being...
Well, I mean, you have to assume having swollen anal glands is like uncomfortable. Like, so like, maybe the beavers do look forward to it.
I have a suspicion they just kill them and just take the land out.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Like, aren't you kind of killing the goose that lays the golden egg at that point?
There's always more beavers.
Are there?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I just don't know. Like, if
now she's dead.
It didn't last long.
If you could regularly express a beaver's anus, like you might want to keep the beaver around. You know how long is it good?
Can you regularly express a beaver's anus?
I would assume so.
The questions we ask them.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we've got to worry about the vanilla supply. You know, like.
That was seeing this type in a different place for the first time. In the original, it came out at the tram before we even fixed it.
I also learned that red dye comes from bugs that live on cactuses.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it's in Mexico. Since the Mayans, when they would paint, because like you see the stuff that the Mayans painted on the pyramids and stuff like that, that's still like really vibrantly red or whatever, and it's because of the stomach acid in these bugs that live on cactuses that like. It was apparently the second largest export from Mexico in colonial times after gold.
Interesting.
Gold and silver. But yeah, I guess apparently that's where the red dye comes from. They just scrape the bugs off the cactuses and then they just like grind them with like a mortar and pestle, and it's like red as blood, like it's very bright. And that's how they make Airhead so red.
Benjamin Mathias.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Even the captain?
That's
Yep. So
that's funny.
there's so many weird ingredients in food that you
Pink,
don't want to know
pink
about.
food, pink like. You ever seen like pink candy, like any kind of pink candy?
Yeah, like Starburst. Or
That color comes from bug poop.
I believe it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, pretty soon, I mean, all our candy's going to be made out of bugs.
Yeah, it's,
Everything.
Yeah,
Not
well,
just
right
the
now
candy.
it's only dyed with bugs.
Yeah.
Soon it's going to be made of bugs.
Bug candy. What do you think of the sweetest tasting bugs?
Wait, which one?
I don't know.
Which one do you think? Like which one?
I don't know.
Which bug? If you're going to make
Do you
candy
think-
out of it, it needs the least
I've heard
sugar.
tarantulas
think?
taste like chicken.
Do they?
Do you think
Yeah,
that
like fried. They place people totally eat like fried tarantula legs.
like Mexican people like to put bugs in the candy, like the scorpion suckers and like the
Those are kind of
caterpillar suckers and stuff?
If you can avoid the scorpions.
Yeah, right. But my question, like, I don't know. Maybe do you think there's a thought process in there? Like, let's put the sweetest bugs in the candy, or you think it's just a novelty thing?
I always assumed it was a novelty. But
Yeah, I would think so too. But I mean, yeah, some people already put bugs.
I've heard
in
scorpions
candy.
taste like chicken.
Do they?
yeah, I've
Pretty
heard
much
that.
everything tastes like chicken, from what I understand.
A lot of stuff does.
Yeah.
It is odd how common that
There are
is.
only a
Steak is
few.
pretty similar.
There are only a few things that are red meat, I guess. So then, pretty much
Yeah.
everything that's white
Beef,
meat tastes like
manatee,
chicken.
You know, stuff like that.
Yeah. Manatee steaks.
Yeah.
Did you see in Japan now they have whale meat vending machines?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Don't you gotta refill those like every fucking day? Like,
I have no idea how they keep them stocked or like what the regulations are on putting meat
I
in
wouldn't
vending
trust
machines.
whale meat or any seafood for that matter from a vending machine.
Yeah, it's probably pretty sus.
I barely trust chips from a vending machine.
I think it's that they want to expand the market for whale meat, but like people get so judgy about people eating whales.
So let's
they're
put it
like-
in a vending machine.
Yeah, so
People
it's
look
like-
judgy about that.
Well, they're just like, oh, you don't have to actually go at a place and like interact with anyone and try to order it. You can just go up to the vending machine. And,
Well, why don't they just
Well, maybe if
open
you're feeling judgy about the vending machine, it's like distracting from feeling judgy about eating the whale.
Or why don't they
Maybe.
open like a whale restaurant where it's like one of those love hotels, right? Where you go to the thing, it's got like the fucking like shutters on the fucking like cashier desk, and you just like you go in there in the fucking trench coat and slide money under the fucking window. And they like slide this fucking like whale entree out like out of that.
yeah.
What do we got to buy? Jesus, that's a lot of stuff.
Out of suits.
Yeah, so
Can't afford that
Yeah,
yet.
too expensive.
no, and
All the good shit.
also,
Oh, these are free.
yeah, these are just these
okay,
are like a
that's good.
bonus thing. So yeah, fuck, let's do the fun. Let's do the fun ones since we've all seen this game before.
Now they put a little gap in the door.
Oh,
No, I know. I was just
Oh, yeah,
making
yeah.
a joke about we were talking about the bathroom.
yeah, I get it.
Nice.
It's like Necromorph Isaac.
This is what happens when the turd in the restroom stall comes to life.
Oh no.
God.
Oh wait, hold on. Actually,
What is that? Oh,
it's
junk.
a semiconductor, which
You buy suit
Which,
upgrade.
yeah, so we might have to change it back again, but it's also gonna, our actual ability to upgrade things will be increased. So,
I thought the cosmetics stayed on when you upgraded.
do they? Okay, well, I mean, in that case, then good. We'll take close to it. It's like a whole fashion show.
Oh, I guess not.
No, okay.
Fashion show. I like that idea. Like a power armor fashion show. I'm surprised I haven't seen that in something before.
Yeah, you think that'd almost
That'd be a
like
great
something
Robot
Tony
Chicken
Stark would
skit.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Doom Guy and Master Chief and Isaac Clarke and Samus and.
That'd be good shit.
That sounds like totally sounds like a really well. And we were also talking about how man, with all the horror games coming out this year, Dead Space, Alan Wake sequel, Silent Hill 2, Like, it is the, like, horror subgenre of missing wife.
It is.
Like, all happening at the same time.
I mean, it's a pretty common, like, hook for stories.
Yeah, I mean, having just, like, it's, you know, if it's going to be a significant other, it's an easy person for the to believe that the character, like, cares about or whatever.
Yeah.
So, let's look at him in the light here. It's like the whole spine is exposed. He's got holes all over. Yeah, he just takes his entire head off when you, like, get to someone and, like, have an actual conversation.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. That's going to be good.
And then this would just be the end of the chapter in the original.
Now you
Get on
gotta
the
walk.
train. Nope. Now we gotta walk to medical, and then we'll activate the tram once we're there. But
And then we'll be able to go back to it.
That's pretty much my experience taking any boss.
graphics, and we don't have any more notes yet. So there's also a second. There's like a secret ending to this game too.
Really?
That's also new.
I wonder what that is.
Yeah, I'm not really sure of the details. I just know that there is one.
Do you think we can get it?
Not in the. I know for sure you can't get it in a first playthrough. It has to be like a.
Play us, New Game Plus.
Yeah, it has to be a New Game Plus thing.
Damn. Well, it might be something for us to look up when we're done.
Yeah, definitely. Like, could you imagine if we get a 2, and then we get a new 3? That's what I really am hoping for.
Yeah, like Dead Space 3, like revamped instead of remade. You know.
Yeah, like completely just like change a lot about it.
That game needs like a ground up like overhaul.
Yeah, no, like just a straight up like alternate game. You only played the first one, right?
Yeah, it does.
That's right. Yeah.
I would like to play 2 though.
2 is great.
2 like honestly improved on the first one a lot.
And that's part of how they're making this one better.
Yeah,
it's bringing things in from 2. Yeah.
And then on top of that, a lot of like totally new things too. But God, yeah, I do love just how the lighting is so good.
Dragonfly TV.
Oh yeah, they had to redo all the like decals and stuff because they were so low resolution.
Yeah,
you do all those kind of from scratch again. And now you can like basically everything that's on a wall you can actually read.
Pretty fascinating how much graphics have changed so fast.
I know. Well, especially if you compare it to like, just a few decades ago.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about like games that came out in 2010.
I mean, even the original Dead Space was only 2008.
Right.
And there's our Kinesis.
Sick.
Can you go forward? Okay. I do think I might actually, because I never got the foam finger gun into. I'm thinking I might actually try and get it in this
What are the
one.
prerequisites for that again?
For the foam finger gun, you have to beat that impossible mode difficulty.
They all came back.
Here, have my shitty gun.
Like there's a hand like in.
Oh, that's nice.
Like impaled on her.
At least we assume it's impaled.
Yeah, here's the shitty pulse rifle.
We're sure that Necromorph was just trying to cop a feel or something.
I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, that could have been it.
Filthy necromorphs.
We'll give it a chance because maybe it's better in this one versus the first one.
Yeah, it uses a different ammo type, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 3 that was another weird thing about 3 was all the...
Yeah, they dumbed down the resource management, making all the guns have the same ammo.
Yep, there's a single ammo type for every... So, you never run out of, like, ammo for, like, the best gun or whatever. It's like...
You also had the weapon customization at its like best in 3.
Yeah.
It was good in the sense that it like let you make some fun stuff, but it was bad in the sense that it also would make things
Way
too
easy.
easy.
Yeah.
Like I remember by the end of that game, I had a gun that was basically the Ripper, except it also shot like rockets. So like any encounter in the game would I had the right weapon just in my hands at all times because
So now we can come in here and just... Whenever we want, go back to any area we've already been to.
It's good shit.
Yeah, and there's side missions listed in there. And so yeah, let's go check it out. Our maps, the map's also different in this one. In the original, it was like a weird 3D model that you had to like spin around and.
Yeah, you gotta smack those things around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, what?
trigger to aim, and then it's circle.
Circle. Okay, gotcha. No, I want that one, damn it. Get out of here.
Luckily, that one doesn't have like a limit, like the stasis does.
That's good. Move some crates for you.
Yeah, he's making you do all the like the drudgery.
Yep. Can't wait to play Space Warehouse Simulator.
Well, I mean, there's games like that. I mean, what about like shit like just a cleanup detail where you literally just chain it?
Yeah, I don't understand some of those.
Those weird like
Euro Truck Simulator.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah, I don't get them at all.
it's like here's a job, except that you can pretend it's a game.
Yeah.
Maybe a shock pad.
It's like,
Not satisfied, like getting paid to push a mop around in real life. How about not getting paid to push a mop around? Sounds like fun, huh?
I saw something about some guy played Farm Simulator, like stream playing Farm Simulator so much that he raised enough money to actually buy a farm. So.
Did you guys see the dude who, he like had motion controls set up? Metaverse man. This dude had motion controls like hooked up to. I think it was just like the new Pokemon or something like that. It was the game itself didn't even really matter, but but he wasn't there, and it started picking up on the movements of his fish, which then turned on the Nintendo store and started purchasing like microtransactions with his credit card.
Fucking bankrupted him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's why you can't trust some of that shit, dude.
You can't trust it.
Yeah, well.
Fish are terrible people.
No, Mom, the fish signed up for OnlyFans.
God, people are going to use that.
So this is also different.
Okay, so you can't open all the...
Well, so these were just locked.
Yeah.
Right in the
So
original.
now, presumably, if you come back to this area later, after you get some of that clearance, you can get free shit.
Exactly, and that security clearance is also how you get into all the optional like doors, supply chests, and stuff that in the original game you had to use nodes to get into. Now in this one, the nodes are only for upgrades.
You know, when
I
you
like that better.
when you get to security clearance level 2, I think you get to...
Sage, you signed up for OnlyFans?
I mean, not yet. No.
But you probably get to take some of those cool classified documents home with you, dude.
Yeah, you think
Probably
so?
what's in that locker.
Yes, that's story there too. Michael, did you see the Necromorph Isaac costume? If you caught the like gross bones sticking out of him.
I'm just waiting for somebody really irrelevant to have like documents at their house. That's what I really want. I want like the Secretary of Agriculture to be like,
Yeah,
"Well, I have
like
classified documents at my house."
Apparently everybody's got documents
Yeah.
at their house.
It'll be like something really.
The Postmaster General has like the nuclear codes at home.
I remember this guy. This guy gets it. I think there's a lot of people who can relate to this dude.
Yep, I want to do that sometime. He's only gonna thank you. Say.
Yeah, you're just speeding him along.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's a. We gotta stomp everything, man, just in case some stuff comes out.
Yeah, this game teaches you that people are pinatas.
Yeah, stomp them for money.
Hey, wheelchair. Can we ride that around? Do you think the necromorphs will, like, you know, give us some disability benefits?
I don't know.
Maybe
man.
not chase us as fast.
Is the Ishimura handicap accessible?
I don't think it was until the necromorphs got here. I think they've been making some changes happen. Management,
putting in some ramps.
Yeah.
Make the game even more energy. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be hilarious. Let's see. Oh, you're just. Ooh, where are
Made
you?
a friend.
Hey, buddy. Guy, please.
He was mad because you took his wheelchair.
So it's a wheelchair just riding across the ship.
Oh, he took his legs off, so I'll probably appreciate you leaving that wheelchair there.
I was about to say, it'd be funny if you could, like, cut his legs off and kinesis him into the wheelchair.
Oh, that'd be great. Alright, so. Because we're trying to go. Okay, we did the elevator.
Yeah, that was a shitty little elevator. No, it's also an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah,
For
they
safety
should not.
reasons and
Yeah.
everything.
I don't think OSHA has a big presence on the Ishimura.
No, they don't.
It'd be funny if Space Ocean just showed up. Ship docks. Like, it's time for your annual inspection. Like, oh shit.
Alright. We'll go over.
Turns out that your necromorphs are 5 years past their warranty.
Yeah, you know these, they're not up to code anymore.
This is the first planet cracker they ever built, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so that's it's old. Alright.
Yeah, they can creep up on you in this one a lot faster.
But fuck yeah, dude. I love doing that.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
That is one
Same
thing
handle.
about what's up.
It's also really good at the same hand.
That's also true. That's one of the things about like the going back to play the original game. Like you miss some of those little things that Dead Space 2 did, like the being able to throw there. But I guess now you don't. I mean, you don't really have to miss those things when you go back to the first game. Let's see, observation.
I can't wait to see how the new and improved asteroid goes.
Oh yeah, that from what I haven't seen like footage of it, just heard it described, and it sounds so much better. Do you remember that super annoying asteroid turret shooting
Yeah,
sequence?
That was one of the weaker ones.
Yeah, that because then you also fight the like one on the
those
necromorph on the outside.
Yeah, those kind of felt like mini games.
Yeah,
like
they absolutely were.
From the way they changed it in this is you actually go outside to calibrate the cannons.
Okay.
You calibrate them to your gun, so where you point and shoot with your like plasma cutter,
that's cool.
it makes the
Actually fits it in with the primary gameplay loop a little bit better.
Right.
Oh, we're going into a the first zero gravity area, I think.
Woohoo.
This is gonna be cool.
Zero G4, here we come.
You think a lot of people have been going to the Ishimura clinic with their necromorph infections?
There's always Ping.
Hang, huh?
Yeah, do you remember Ping?
No, I don't.
I don't think it's ever really explained what it is, but
Is it like half a penguin?
no, it's like some sort of trophy, like some sort of weird. Trophy or something that was like his hidden secret in the original game, and I guess it's somewhere in here too.
I definitely don't remember that.
Guess we don't have our little thrusters on our suit yet because we couldn't lift
Yeah,
off
I
yet.
think that'll
Oh,
be
never
better.
mind. It just didn't want to do it in this room, in that room, I guess. Hell yeah.
Yeah, now you're going full Iron Man. I really do feel like these remakes are going to be like a practice run for that Iron Man game.
Well, because this studio made that Star Wars flight simulator, and then this. So if you're going to do Iron Man, we've got an engineer in an armor suit
Right.
and a game that's entirely about flight mechanics. They probably are, really well equipped for it, honestly. There's a few Marvel games coming up that I'm interested in.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few projects going. Well, there's one of the main writers from the Uncharted games is working on a World War II Captain America, but also like T'Challa's like grandfather as the Black Panther, being like dual main characters.
No sign of her yet. But I found some hydrazine that should work on the barricade.
Which writer from
Just need to find a
Uncharted?
shock pad.
Amy Hennig, the one that
the good one.
the good one, yeah, the one that was also on like Legacy of Kain and shit.
She's always been good shit.
Yeah, she's definitely one of my favorite writers in the industry. She worked on like the first Last of Us too.
Yeah, she's been around.
Look at that! It's just like fun stuff on the floor.
Yeah, it's like necromorph vomit, probably.
You think it's barf or poo? Like diarrhea, you know?
That's a good
Could be
question.
a little bit of both.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
didn't look full. It didn't look digested enough to be poop.
But maybe they just don't digest things fully. You
I
know?
suppose they don't have stomachs.
Yeah. Well, some of them do, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, like their stomach cavities are always just kind of torn open. But
I mean, their stomach could have moved elsewhere in their body or something.
that's true.
I mean, you know, like if you're wearing your
Yeah.
stomach for a face, it's
Wandering,
still good.
yeah, wandering stomach, man. That's, that's serious.
That's my new band name.
That's serious. shit.
Wandering stomach.
It's in the
These things are
ribcage
fast,
this
dude.
morning.
Shit.
Probably
Yeah,
like-
it's dark in here.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like some mournful country song almost. Wandering stomach.
Yeah, it's sort of like the what was it, traveling mulberries or something.
Trevor
The wandering.
Wilburys.
Oh yeah, the wandering stomachs. The traveling wilburys. Yeah, that's a great change. That's a great change to have.
Yeah, instead of just bouncing around.
DC movies.
I told Alex about some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Sounds-
announced a bunch
sounds
of DC
interesting.
stuff. James Gunn's like first, they're calling it like Chapter 1 instead of like Phase 1 like Marvel did.
They got differentiated somehow.
Um,
What do they got?
So that Superman thing is like the first thing. Like
Okay.
that will be the like July like 2025 or something like that. This is the ways off. Not an origin story, but he's like early in like the career, right? It's kind of a
And he's going to be dark and edgy, and he murders people. For
no. I
fun.
think
That-
he's
yeah,
going to be
dude.
really kind and wholesome.
No. Say
And Lex Luthor's going to be played from the mousy guy from Two and a Half Men.
yeah, and it'll be really sympathetic Lex Luthor portrayal.
Yeah.
Yeah. About how Lex Luthor just wants to be able to get people their packages in 2 days. Superman flies through one of the buildings and he's like, "Oh, Krypton!"
Kryptonite can't melt steel beams.
Kryptonite can't melt steel beams. That's great. There's the second movie they announced is called The Authority, which is like a team of, I don't know them super well, but they're like a team of characters that doles out kind of like Punisher style justice.
They go around just saying "respect my authority."
I would kind of like to see that, but they're from one of the things I do know about them is they're from Wildstorm Comics, which was another company DC purchased at one point. That's where Static Shock comes from too.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they build up to
Static Shock.
Shock at some point. I think that would probably be a pretty smart character to. Like he's popular, people like, but get constantly kind of gets ignored. So, and then Batman. But like a Batman, like a more comic booky Batman and Robin.
Okay. Static Shock.
Oh, that's the other one. Okay, I had that wrong. Because they bought that company too.
I'd like a superhero that has to like dive into a pool filled with balloons and just like roll around in it to build up enough static electricity.
Or maybe they have like, they don't have superpowers, but their cat does. So if their cat builds up enough static and they pet it, then they can get like electricity powers.
Oh yeah, just like rub a balloon on the cat and then like suck the electricity off the cat.
Damn.
Milestone Comics, okay.
I got it. Oh, okay. Milestone. Okay. Right. And then yeah, it'd be like more comic booky, like Batman and Robin, where there's like more like characters like Nightwing
and Arnold Schwarzenegger's coming back.
No, that's not good.
Is he gonna be Mr. Freeze again?
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. Twice the puns. James Gunn's promising double the puns.
There weren't no puns in that movie.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, think about all the great puns you could do with the word ice.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Are there any they didn't use already?
Schumacher really dropped the ball in that movie.
I don't think they left any off the table.
I don't know, dude.
Hated that Batista talked to him about he's too old to play Bane.
Yeah, that's what Batista said.
Yeah. That sounds like bullshit to me.
Well, Batista's also just been talking about how he thinks he's too old to do a lot of like these action movies and stuff like that. He was talking about he was glad that he was done with Drax just because he thinks he's getting too old.
All right. I mean, if he thinks he's too old, that's a different thing. I thought it was more like, oh, the studio told me I was too old.
What? Oh, shit, am I out of ammo? Ah, fuck.
I don't know. I remember reading something he was talking about, you know, this being the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and he was
that was a good
like,
thing.
And he was like, "Yeah, I don't want to like do these roles where like I don't wear a shirt anymore." Which I was like, "I don't know, dude. You're in pretty good shape."
Yeah. He would have to take his shirt off for Bane, I think. So
yeah, and just wear like a vest or like whatever kind of weird apparatus Bane would wear for his.
Oh, there we go.
tank.
Okay.
I think he'll be all right. I mean, watch, we're gonna get like Patrick Stewart shirtless in the car.
Well, I really hope that doesn't happen.
Hey! You want those?
What's that?
You still have your pulse rifle, don't you? You haven't really
oh yeah.
With that.
You just bought a bunch of ammo for it too, I think.
No, I bought a health pack.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I don't want to see, like, I mean, can you imagine, like, the flabby pancake man tits that Patrick Stewart has at this point in his life? Like,
yeah, if it's just Batista being a baby, then I don't respect that decision.
No, I think it was, like, a mutual thing. Like, I think James Gunn...
I don't think they wanted him to play the baby either.
Well, I think it was, James Gunn, I think, is going for just a younger comic book
Well, but then,
universe
like, Batman is going to have, like... You know, Nightwing, Batgirl, Red Hood, and like be on like Damian Wayne as Robin. So like Batman's gonna have been around for a while, so he can't be super. So he's definitely doing that with Superman for sure. But it seems like the Batman stuff would have been like around for a while based on.
Batista would have been really good as Bane, though.
Yeah, I think he would have been a great Bane.
Don't know who I would think of for Bane.
There you
otherwise. Go. I think Bane should definitely be Hispanic. Like, I'm not...
Of course, I heard a younger, sexier Bane, but in my head, Bane doesn't have to be Bane. No, Bane doesn't have to be young.
No, not at all.
No, and then because he's a villain, he's not going to be in movies over and over and over again in the way that I think they're going to want to cast some of the heroes as being young so that they can go for at least a decade of movies, you know.
Well, it did put it down.
Yeah, that was a lot more efficient than it used to be. Used to have to spray and pray with that thing quite a bit. But we'll see. It could still suck. See how it goes on one of the tougher enemies.
It's better than it was for sure. I don't know if I love it,
The
but
peeling is pretty sweet, dude. I
Yeah.
have to say, I like that.
yeah, no, that's an incredible feature. I mean, that's the thing is like they took a game that was already really good, and they found kind of just the right ways you could kind of.
Well, you can definitely feel how much effort they put into the sound engineering on it
yeah.
too. Like it's so directional and just I don't know.
It feels a lot more immersive.
Mm-hmm.
I love the horrible zombie face that he's got. It's so good.
Oh, hey, I mean, him and Nicole will have a nice make-out session together. They can both be zombies.
I have to figure out whose tongue got left in whose mouth.
He's like, I don't know, is it yours? Is it mine?
It's a fairly efficient weapon. Plasma cutter's still better though.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to stop plasma.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, you're getting fucking three-way.
Necromorph gangbangs. That's awful.
That's what this
thought.
game is.
That's something I avoid ever putting into Google.
Necromorph gangbang.
Yeah. No,
You know,
Jed, don't look that up.
I
Yeah,
never
definitely.
thought that we would reach a point where Google might actually be completely done as a company. But with like ChatGPT and these things where like you can just ask a question and get an answer instead of a page full of ads that aren't related to your search.
Well, Google's kind of been sabotaging itself, like most of
Yeah.
the tech companies have.
Oh, look at that.
I heard
Nice. I'm definitely down for that religion.
I read an article where this person kind of created a new term called "inshitification."
That's good. I like
good.
that.
It's
Instead of just being an audio log, this is an actual holograph
Nice.
recording of the whole of like a scene.
You say that? These deaths at the colony. The paranoia, the hallucinations.
Yeah, shitification. That's good.
yeah.
I don't have to use that.
It was.
It sounds like something that would happen in Dead Space, to be
It does.
completely honest.
The way that they defined it was the cycle that like tech companies go through, where they're really generous to their users at first because they want to attract people to the platform. Then
Right.
once they have a critical mass of users, then they try to really suck up to their advertisers. And then eventually they reach the point where they've got the advertisers and the users locked into their ecosystem and they can't really leave easily. And that's where they just like, then it becomes entirely inshitified. And like,
Then eventually it gets so
Yeah.
shitty that people leave anyway.
yep.
No, it just breaks down.
Yeah.
That's
That was one of my favorite new words I've heard. I thought that was pretty solid.
No, that's a solid
That's
one.
that's a good addition to the English
Yeah,
language.
it made up for spokes candies. We still have not really dealt with the fact that that's a word now.
Unitology just got brought up, and that didn't get brought up for the first time until a decent ways into this game, into the original.
Interesting.
Tissue sample. Yeah, like they just mentioned the idea way sooner.
Like I know M&M's is just trolling at this point.
Well, yeah, because they want to distract people from their child.
Well, they want
This is her.
Yeah.
This is Nicole's office.
and they're trying to make it a thing where people are just so annoyed, like people who are really buying this shit, where it's like, oh, they're getting rid of the M&Ms and they're introducing now Maya Rudolph is the face of M&Ms, and hoping like getting the people who are actually like, whoa, they want people to be like, bring back the spokes candies, we missed the smoked candies.
The M&M's are unitologists.
The
I like how you spelled it like that.
Yeah.
Dr. Nicole Brennan. With medication
But did you see what they're calling M&Ms now?
What?
Ma and Yaz.
What?
Like Maya Rudolph, like so you got Ma and Yaz.
Mr. Mercer.
No.
Like, can you think of something more unwieldy to say than to go into a place and be
The
like, I'd
rural
like
turd.
a pack of, like, if you were, yeah, rural turd. But if you like, went to the movie theater and you're like, I'd like a pack of Marios.
Wise, then?
What?
I don't think it's called M and Y's. They want to
Because
rebrand it.
it's Maya Rudolph. It's Maya Yas. Like I kept trying to say that and like try to understand
That's
how
just
you
so
would say
tortured,
that.
though.
Say that like yeah, you'd have to
But
be
just
like
call them Mayas.
you'd have to be like an Alabama county sheriff to convincingly say that. You're like, I went down to the store and bought me a pack of mine, yo. Like, I was like, I don't know how else you could convince.
Well, maybe that's who they had to come up with the idea.
They were like, this is only for people with the thickest Southern accents humanly possible.
M and R's, yeah. I mean, it's Maya Rudolph, right?
They're Mayas.
Okay, so now we got a side mission. We're actually going to try and track Nicole.
Okay,
Oh, she did. It's pretty easy to track a corpse.
Oh, unless she's a necromorph right now.
I guess that's
But no, even Maya Rudolph couldn't convincingly say that in the commercial. She's like, we're calling him Ma-nya.
Also, spoilers for anybody who hasn't played a 12-year-old game at this point.
Oh,
I mean, it's clearly a publicity stunt for the upcoming Super Bowl commercial. That's apparently going to just blow everyone's minds, which I'm assuming is
awful.
Is assuming they'll probably fire Maya Rudolph at the beginning of the commercial and be like, people just want the spokes candies, and then they'll bring out the spokes candies.
Yeah, that's all it's going to be.
They're going to be sexy again, though.
I have a feeling.
You gotta think about Dr. Carl.
I have a feeling that it might.
Yeah, how does he feel about these M&Ms and how sexy they are?
That would be funny. My guess is it's the spokes candies. The spokes candies are going to come out and they're going to be like, "We'll come back on one condition: we get to be ourselves." And then people will be like, "Whoa, the spokes candies!"
Yeah, that'd be dumb.
That's probably what it's going to be.
I'm hoping their
that's
commercial is
exactly-
it's just Tucker Carlson and the green M&M like having a date, like a fancy restaurant.
And he just looks under the table and he's like looks back up and he's like, "Okay."
I think it'd be funny if the company just decided to
genocide the Skittles.
Do you guys remember the Pride? Do you guys remember the Pride Skittles from last year?
I do remember
Where they were just white.
Yeah, they were all
and
white.
they're like, this Pride Month, we're reserving the rainbow.
Were those
for
white Pride Skittles?
Yeah, dude, that's what it came off of.
That's not what you want to do.
Well, but they were trying to say like
the baby ones.
Just for Pride Month, the rainbow is so special that Skittles won't like be gay for Pride Month. Or I don't know. I don't understand what they were trying to convey.
Like they're already rainbow colored all the time.
They were
yesterday-
skinhead Skittles, dude.
Oh, last night for dinner, I accidentally made some gay sandwiches.
Oh, the top buns.
I laid out.
I hear it.
I made two
Where is it?
sandwiches. Laid the buns on the plate and accidentally constructed both of them accidentally constructed them so that I had to use two bottom buns and two top buns to make my sandwiches.
Oh shit!
Nah.
It means you can open a restaurant. Where was that place called? Like
Austria, I think it was
something?
Austria. Yeah, Austria's a weird place.
Austria
was also the place where Burger King. Austrian Burger King is clearly very strange because they did those gay sandwiches, and and then
First they gave us Hitler, then they gave us gay sandwiches.
yeah, well, you know, and they're trying to make up for it.
That was like a peace offering.
But that Burger King Austria was also the one where they made you order normal or with meat burgers, where like the vegan burger was the default, and if you didn't say you wanted you had to order it normal or with. Like,
can you imagine how many people were pissed when they went in there and didn't know what it was?
Yeah,
well, but they asked you. They said, would you like your Whopper normal or with meat?
Well, I guess you would know.
Yeah, you'd be like, with meat, please. I'd like an abnormal burger.
I want the mutant burger.
I want the abnormal one. You know, the one that they've been making that way since burgers were invented.
Did that baby explode? Oh, that was a mine.
Yeah, because now the alt fire on the on the pulse rifle is a proximity mine.
I will say with the gay sandwiches, I would always order the top sandwich.
Yeah.
Because eating it with two bottoms, just it didn't do it for me.
Yeah, I feel like most of the good part of the bun is in the top.
In the top, yeah. Like I'm a top sandwich eater all day, dude. Like it was. I mean, it was extra. It was extra fluffy, dude. I mean, with two ciabatta tops, like that's a good sandwich, right there, man.
Yeah.
Two ciabatta bottoms.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it just didn't really work out.
Okay.
I didn't expect that. That was good. Top of the muffin, dude.
Top of the muffin.
Yeah, I feel like just
Shock
when
pad.
when it comes to baked goods, like the bottom is always inferior. Like nobody ever just wants just muffin bottoms. Like kind of sick fuck would that be?
We're gonna go blow a hole in that barricade.
Hey, free spike.
That was the first one, eh?
I always thought it was funny how Dead Space is like one of the only games that actively encourages you to kill children. I mean, they're already dead, but still.
Right.
To shoot children, I guess I should say.
Oh, that was the Seinfeld episode?
Rabid children.
Yeah. Well, there's an entire bit in the second game where you literally, like, shoot up a school, pretty much. You remember that daycare area?
Oh, Necromorphs.
Do they play Pumped Up Kicks?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm trying to remember if that song was...
I think that the song came after the game.
Yeah, that's possible.
God damn.
Do you think anybody's done like an edit, like like a video of them playing that second?
You know, I personally do have a beef with that Pumped Up Kicks song because they don't do anything to like imply that it's a bad thing. like I feel like I've only heard a couple songs about school shootings in my life, but most of them are either trying to they're usually pretty sad. Yeah, they're usually either trying to like point out how sad it is or like critique the way that like people glorify school shooters. Yeah. But that one's just like how cool would it be to wear like super cool shoes while you murder all the kids at school?
I mean,
like it's basically saying like I mean, all it does is put the imagery of somebody like
fun and whimsical.
Yeah, like it's like you walk in with your AR-15 and you bend over and just like got new shoes, you know.
Pump it up.
Yeah, that's why I was always confused at how popular that song became, and it was like playing on the radio, and you'd be like at Target, you know, picking up some groceries, and then there's a song just about like how cool a school shooting would be if it happened right now at Target, and it's like,
you're playing along, like middle-aged woman, like bobbing her head to it. Or something.
Yeah, I have no idea what the song's about.
I mean, that's pretty effective.
Yeah, why don't you just keep using like bombs instead of the regular fire?
Right.
How much ammo do those things use?
I'm not sure. Okay, I think it's got its own, like, can't count out, actually, because it's got that separate symbol, I think, is the grenade.
Is it like, it sort of recharges, or you get...
I think it uses some kind of ammunition. I honestly think it was just about nice shoes for a long time.
Well, maybe that's why it was popular. People are just like, this song about shoes sure is wholesome.
That could be it. That could be the
There's
reason.
a lot of people who don't, think about the lyrics to songs.
No. Although, I mean, like, it is confusing about that people would be sitting there going, like, this song's just about shoes, and it's like, run faster than my bullet. It's just like...
Oh, he runs fast. Those shoes let him run faster than
yeah,
a bullet.
those are quick shoes.
Yeah.
You gotta pump them up so you can get that speed.
It's just Superman.
Transmit all personnel. This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan. Medical is overwhelmed. We need help. Look at his wounds. We can't handle so many trauma cases, and the command crew won't tell us what's happening. Susan. Shit. Maybe I have some PHP left.
I like that some of the audio logs are these, like, holograph recordings.
Yeah, that is cool.
Just do a little more story in the game.
Yeah, it makes you, like, immerses you in what was happening before you got here a little bit.
Yeah. Especially with, like, audio logs, it's pretty easy to just kind of tune them out sometimes. having
Yeah.
like an actual visual story element,
Yeah.
makes them a lot more memorable and interesting.
Definitely.
You watch the beginnings of people starting to turn into necromorphs and shit like that.
You do actually get to see that in the second one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole opening sequence of that game is pretty nuts, actually.
Oh, nice. And I'll have to play that one at some point.
I'm sure we'll end up streaming it at some point, too. Especially
If they
remade.
do a remake.
Yeah, definitely then.
Medical log, Dr. Nicole Brennan. So much for being paranoid. I repurposed this room to run counseling sessions without unitologists interfering. Now it's...
I wonder, did 2 ever get any flack for that whole sequence where you, gun down a daycare full of zombie babies?
No, I think they were so much monsters that it didn't really get anybody worked up about it.
I feel like that's not what people get worked up about really anymore.
I don't know, man. People got pissy about Mass Effect, so...
Fox News did.
Yeah. But that's
Mass Effect for what?
It's sex scenes.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean... I don't know. People still do get pissed. I mean, it's America. People don't care about violence. They care about sex.
I still think it's hilarious that Fox News, they're basically the whole game is just about fucking aliens. Literally the point
It's
of the game
Alien Sex Simulator.
you just pick an alien, fuck an alien. That's all you do.
Yeah, well, you can't expect them to do real research or have anybody young enough to play video games working there.
That's true.
It is Fox News. So also, if there's one thing I've learned from my years of watching news, is that they will just run with whatever version is most likely to piss their viewers off.
That is
and
absolutely-
ignore any facts that could contradict the narrative that they want to sell, because they only care that people are mad.
Right, I mean, that's
and
sort of the
watching.
issue with most news now. It's not really news, it's just clickbait.
It's all
Yeah.
entertainment.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
News was the first clickbait. In a way.
Yeah, well, definitely when cable
Jesus
news
Christ.
came around.
Which narrative?
Oh, I mean, specifically that Mass Effect was a sex simulator, and that the game only was about sex. But I'm just talking about anything, especially whenever they cherry pick something, like one moment out of something, and then they try to act like that's the whole thing.
Those babies will get it.
I know, they really will.
Those are some of the most difficult enemies in the game, in my opinion. Just because they're small and they continuously shoot at you, and there's a lot of them.
And when now that it's so dark in this game, really actually have trouble spotting them sometimes. It's gorgeous, though.
It really is.
Go that way. Okay, so it's over here.
One thing I always appreciated about this game is just how kind of dingy and industrial the ship looked, whereas so many things try to make the ships look so sleek and futuristic.
Oh, yeah. It's just on its way, Just
Wait for the bus.
It's got important baby business to take care of.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely has sort of like a old school Aliens inspiration to the industrial design and all that. Whereas I feel like, especially nowadays, you see a lot of the sort of
Everything's
neo
like
Star Trek, Marvel
everything's
movies,
like
sort of
white,
shiny,
white plastic.
holographic,
And,
yeah.
Even
That's
Prometheus
fine.
looked like that.
Which is fine, depending on the setting. I don't think it would work for a horror game.
Yeah, for sure.
It didn't work for Prometheus.
Well, nothing worked for Prometheus.
That's also true.
Security request retrieved.
He left me.
It also makes sense for this to just be like a mining rig, too. Like, it's not like some space cruise ship or something.
Yeah, it's not built for comfort. It's actually pretty realistic in how it's laid out.
And they do such a good job. And Alex, we'll play this. We'll totally play the second one. Yeah, we'll totally play the second one, but the second one takes place on like basically like a whole city of the space station.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in orbit around Titan, wasn't it? Was it just on Titan?
Yeah, I think it was orbiting
Okay.
Titan. Yeah, it was still in space, but yeah, I want to say it was orbiting Titan. It was the sprawl. Which is also a great station. It's also a very memorable, iconic location.
Yeah, they managed to do a good follow-up to these more. Besides Oblivion, though, I've never seen the Bethesda game. I've never seen the white plastic look fully committed to the sci-fi where Apple rules the earth. Yeah, Oblivion the movie, I said.
Yeah. I don't know.
Should they do an actual movie about Apple ruling the earth?
I could see it.
An actual horror movie?
Mercer, it's Terrence Kine.
And that it would be.
You were in surgery, so I left this with Warwick.
Warwick Davis?
The latest report from Aegis 7. The situation's worse than Captain Matthias will admit. 40% of the colony's population is...
It'd be interesting to see if Apple ever does try to make a car.
More violence.
It's going to look hideous.
Oh, it definitely will.
I know it's linked to the market.
I'm kind of excited to see it, and like hopefully as like a failure, like a really funny failure.
Don't worry, I'm sure you will.
I don't know. Everything Apple does succeeds because it's a
There are
cult.
yuppies out there.
But is their car going to be
They
like
want-
an iPhone where you got to replace it every year?
Maybe. They want, it'll definitely be like you have to buy all sorts of parts for it separately. Like it's definitely not coming with its own charging cable.
I'll be right back.
Had an Apple vampire story at Hamlin where Apple has white stormtrooper armies fighting the red-clad vampires.
That's funny.
I like it. You could explain the stormtroopers' bad aim because I mean their guns are made by Apple, so it's not going to work. So what is this? A dentist's office?
No, I'm not sure.
Do a stick on that.
How do I step again?
Don't remember.
There we go.
Okay.
To the morgue. Looking for the captain's body, right?
Yeah, the morgue sounds like a safe place to be in a necro zombie
Oh
apocalypse.
shit.
On the move.
Can I run?
You cannot during these sections. Because you gotta use like the foot magnets. So,
Oh, I got you.
yeah. Apple vampires.
Oh, power. Where's the... Oh, shit.
You got some babies. Yeah, you gotta get them post-birth abortions going.
Let's see. I need to find a generator.
Yeah, the really annoying no gravity sequences are when you got the little babies hopping around shooting at you the whole time.
Wonder if it's back here still.
Probably. I actually don't remember what I was going to do. I don't see it in this room, so it's got to be either backwards or forwards.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they wouldn't make you walk too far to find it.
Yeah,
So,
it would only be in this room, I think.
Yeah.
At the most. Unless we need to get into that other locked room. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we just missed it because we're blind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just press everything but the fire button. You'll get it eventually. Wait, you can't just punch it over there.
Alright.
So you just really-
No. Oh, there we go. I thought it was circle. I don't know why that didn't work earlier.
Sometimes it just gets kind of squirrely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you been in any stores? Seen any more like contamination of gnomes?
No, I actually haven't. Oh, well, I probably haven't told it. It's been a little bit since I was at Gnome Goods.
Yeah, they
but,
probably got like 20.
the last time I was there, yeah, they had. I mean, dude, like almost no leprechauns. Fuck tons of St. Patrick's Day gnomes,
Yep.
Valentine's Day gnomes, Easter gnomes.
Oh shit,
They
we're
had-
talking about gnomes?
Yeah, we're talking about gnome goods.
Yeah,
Oh,
Gnome
hell
Goods
yeah,
and all
dude.
the gnomes they've got.
I remember when I went. I don't know when the last time you were even in a gnome goods was, but
Oh, is it Michael I get that on?
yeah, of course it did.
That's hot.
Yeah, they had like 3
That's so
holidays.
hot.
There were 3 holidays worth of gnomes already. They had St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, and Easter gnomes out already.
I assume that was probably like.
There were almost no leprechauns. Like 1 leprechaun, tons of St. Patrick's Day
I mean, that's
gnomes.
what,
St. Patrick's
that's
Day
what you
gnomes.
think of
Yep.
when you think of St. Patrick's Day. Is gnomes.
Gnomes, yeah.
They have green beards.
There's a gnome for that, dude.
Yeah.
No,
There's a gnome for that.
orange.
When the holidays fuck.
Yeah, I assume that was like early in the year, probably.
Yeah, I don't like probably some point earlier this month. Maybe.
How many shelves of gnomes did they have? Would you say?
Actually, they were like gnome displays because
Ooh.
it's like the holiday stuff. So they had like all
So
the
it's
holiday
gnomes.
stuff on one table, and then it was a lot of gnomes, and then different holiday, and they had gnomes for that.
Okay, this scene in the original, you just stood outside the window and watched this happen.
Ooh.
But this is like an actual cutscene in this version.
None, Michael. 0. No gnomes.
You didn't bring any of those gnomes home?
Nope. Nope.
Not one.
Nah, left them at gnome.
That doesn't sound like you.
Oh shit!
Oh damn.
This is a lot more freaky when you actually have to be in the room with it.
Yeah. You just kind of watched that happen from afar in the original.
The guy, he's going for your crotch.
Oh shit.
Well, nobody wants an after more blowjob.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I always hated those little balls.
That guy was supposed to fly us home, I think.
Yeah, that's just the captain.
Or are you talking about the weird little flying necromorph?
No, I was talking about the captain.
Yeah, those things pissed me off. You can see it doing its thing out there.
Yeah, it's turning a bunch more of them.
That's another good reason to stomp every body you see, because I don't think they can.
Bring them back if they're stomped.
Yeah.
I hate little crawling bastards.
There's another one.
Ah, come on.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're still alive.
Me too. Yeah, you're on the verge of death for sure.
Hope you have some healing items.
Did you
All
buy
right,
a
now.
bunch? Oh,
Oh,
you already
shit.
used them, huh?
That's not good.
Isaac, what's your status? Do you have the captain's rig?
Very dead.
Transmitting codes now. I saw it, Hammond. A flying one turned the captain's body into another one of those things. The same must have happened to Chen.
God. Maybe the command computer has something. Where's Daniels when you need her? Head back to the security checkpoint. It's safer there. At least I can upgrade your clearance.
She's probably off combing her bubble hair.
So now we have the level 1. Gives you a reason to go back and look at
Right.
other levels. Or other areas again.
I don't think we've seen any security clearance stuff lower than 2 yet, have we?
No, nothing lower than 2.
Isaac,
I'm here. What the hell's happening?
the computer says the Ishimura's engines are offline. We're on a decaying orbit toward Aegis 7.
Oh god. I have to get to engineering.
There's no time. That tram station's offline. Unless... Here. Head back to the flight deck. I'll guide you from there. If this damage report's right, there's a shortcut to engineering.
You don't see a lot of good space horror.
No. Not with Callisto Protocol shooting the bed.
No.
Fucking Callisto Protocol.
Yeah,
do think
I
it's-
like space horror, but yeah, there's not a lot of it.
I mean, there's this. I mean, there's Alien, obviously.
Event Horizon.
System Shock.
Yeah. There's not none, but yeah, it's not
There's not a
as-
lot.
Yep, Event Horizon. Could I have some health, please?
You can have some death.
I mean, I can hit one more time.
One of those little baby bitches hit you from the back.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the scar.
Okay, there you go. You have some money. Gotta sell your soul to the company store.
Damn, that wasn't even a lot of help.
Now you're 2 hits away from death.
Right. Just a little bit more. Because there's, I believe, 12 chapters in the game, and we're getting decently close. This is 2, and we're getting decently close to finishing 2. Once we get to engineering, that'll be the start of 3, I think.
No, they do get progressively longer as you go.
Fucking fuck you!
Fuck you first.
Fuck, man, you got more ammo?
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, sweet. We have 8 rounds.
Lucky us.
Plasma cutter ammo. Oh, good, you got a med pack.
Yeah, we're back to the health we were at before we fought that guy.
Nice. Guess that's something.
There's something in here, too.
Better throw that crate at it.
I forget, do the crates even do damage to enemies?
They actually do.
Okay.
Not like...
you throw them pretty hard.
Yeah, I think they actually do some decent...
It's been forever since I played this last.
What's that?
It's been forever since I played this last.
Yeah, no, what, 2010-ish?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I played it forever ago. I did a New Game Plus at some point. I was thinking of playing it again, but then I heard this is coming out, so I was like, oh, wait, let's see.
Flight deck tram control.
So we want... Okay.
Flight deck tram control.
How fast is this?
Oh, what's the graffiti on there?
Graffiti?
Yeah, it's on the side of the door.
But it says cut off their limbs again.
Yeah, whatever that is in the corner there.
That?
Yeah.
You were chosen. Why am I here?
Okay.
So now
I just do that on regular trains.
So now there's a shortcut going back to this first area to be able to go to engineering.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It is nice to not have things just be like glorified loading screens.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, I can't wait.
There's nothing like an eternal elevator ride.
Right.
Yeah, that is definitely true about Microsoft Alien.
Yeah, but Alien really kind of... I mean, this is doing alien stuff, too.
They are called necromorphs.
Yes.
Like, that's clearly...
And the ship is very clearly based on,
the Nostromo and stuff.
Yeah.
And...
Which, again, industrial mining ship.
Yeah. But it's just, the difference is just that this does it well.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, well, that's... Yeah.
It also takes things in its own perfection, too.
Yes, it evolves very, very differently as it goes on.
At least you got another med pack.
Lord knows you need it.
I can't wait to see them do the same thing with the no loading screens in the Silent Hill remake.
It's gonna be good shit.
It's a really nice feature of video games to go away.
What the fuck?
That's a hologram.
I was wondering what they were doing for a second.
Oh, that's the one of our guy. One of our crew, the one that died right there.
Okay. It looks like an airport.
What's that?
This room looks like an airport.
Yeah,
I think it's a lounge. Yeah, it's like a lounge.
Or whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
Next service, 50 minutes. That's fast. Underwater movie of Kristen Stewart. It's underwater horror, and even that ripped off.
even being an underwater one.
feel like that's a common theme for underwater stuff, is they just go, what if it was like in space, but it's underwater?
Right.
I guess the idea is they both imply that kind
This
of
is different.
isolation feel.
They do, yeah. And to be fair, a lot of space stuff rips off, like, Gilbert and crap. Even the Alien Queen was Cthulhu.
That movie does have Cthulhu in it. At the
Alright,
end.
sure, why not?
Well, if you ask ancient aliens, the Nazis just...
They built a Stargate to summon
Yep.
Cthulhu, who was actually, an alien. The Nazis were aliens, too, of course.
Yeah, this is all new. None of this was here before. Being able to go down here from where we first landed.
Right.
I'm guessing you're going to have a fight here, given all the junk that's around.
Oh, we definitely need ammo.
I like how it was floating in the locker. That's pretty good.
Nice, there's a little more.
Oh, at least you're sort of back on your feet.
I mean, it's one of those games where it'll constantly be a balance.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of shit kind of makes me think of, so you had the original XCOM, right, which was all about, like, fighting aliens and shit.
Yeah.
And then for the sequel, there's like, what if we made literally the same game, but it's underwater? Like, even the aliens were just reskinned so that they had, like, little, like, fins and shit.
Wow, really? That's all they did?
I mean, it was one of those sequels where it's literally just them going, here's the same game, but more of it.
Right.
It wasn't even bad, it was just,
Just the same game.
yeah.
I don't know, Call of Duty's managed to live on that model.
Well, yeah, that's true.
God, I hate Call of Duty.
Though I'd argue Call of Duty has slowly gotten worse over time. Like, even though it just rips itself off constantly, it gets dumber and
Well,
less interesting.
I couldn't believe what was the most recent one? Modern Warfare.
Isn't that just the remake?
Yeah. Well, then they added some new stuff in there because you get to kill Soleimani in it.
Oh, good.
You get to pilot like the drone to blow him up. Like, that's so stupid.
And those games were always pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Well, they've straight up shown that they're like a straight up psyop. You know how many like former intelligence community people are part of the board at Activision?
Oh, I believe that.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're so obviously like recruitment tools and like jingoistic nationalism simulators and all that shit. I think it was Ghosts was always the funniest one, because that's the one where the U.S. builds like a world-destroying superweapon, and like all the countries in Latin America have to gang up to invade the U.S. And they're framed as the bad guys, even though the U.S. is pointing like a space-based like country annihilating like satellite at them.
That's our prerogative as the policemen of the world, dude.
We just instantly wipe countries off the map whenever we feel like it.
Well, those countries shouldn't have oil. That's their fault. Yeah, unpatriotic fuck.
Yeah, and then of course the whole game is about how America is the underpowered victim that's got to be outclassed by all these third world guerrillas somehow. But then Afghanistan happened in real life, so I guess I can't.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know. The U.S. lost a war against the Viet Cong,
but to be fair, they weren't invading America.
That's
I don't think they'd have a very good chance at that.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I wouldn't want to be a military fighting a bunch of like Appalachian insurgents.
Exactly.
It's just like it's still like just the flesh in the wall. I think that's the first time we've really seen that.
That's load bearing flesh.
Oh, that's good.
Warning. Orbital position compromised. Correct.
Well, then it's just about to be February, so in another month and a half, almost 2 months, Resident Evil 4 is coming out. And I believe System Shock is supposed to be coming out in March sometime too, I think.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, because that's a really old one.
Yeah, that's ancient. Yeah, the Valentine's Day announcements are coming
Yeah,
too.
they're out there already, dude.
Yeah, they've been out for a while, I expect.
Yeah, that started last year at least.
I remember the last time I went to a gnome goods store, they had like a solid 2 aisles of gnomes.
Yeah, I know, it's out of
It's
control.
ridiculous.
It's like who's buying that many? They have
Clearly,
so much demand.
clearly a lot of people. I mean, like if you, like I said, I didn't even see like for 4th of July there were almost no Eagles, no Uncle Sam's, but they did have the 4th of July gnomes.
Makes sense, man. I mean, the gnomes were our founding
Well, that's
fathers.
new.
Yeah, they
You
wrote the
can
Constitution.
it actually picked up a cartridge rack for the plasma cutter to make its capacity bigger.
Cool.
So that's definitely new. I didn't even know that was in the game. Was it? They would be gnomeless otherwise if they didn't house them. How you feel about that one?
I've heard them all, dude.
Yeah.
I think what they should do is they should bring back the bald eagles, but they should have gnomes riding the eagles, right? Like they're fucking,
Okay.
like the giant eagles from Lord of the Rings or whatever.
Well, that'd be interesting.
That would be the symbol of America, a gnome riding an eagle.
That, yeah, I think gnomes are. If symbols are determined by volume, I think gnomes already symbolize America maybe more than anything else.
Well, I mean, are gnomes popular in other countries? Like, if you go to China, are there like big gnome stores and stuff?
I feel like they have to be popular in Europe. Like,
Yeah.
it's clearly something that was European that we adopted.
Well, it was invented in Germany, wasn't it?
Probably.
Great Seal of the United States. That should be the yeah. That should be the new one.
Just a gnome.
A gnome riding an eagle.
Do you think they got like communist gnomes in like former Eastern Bloc countries?
That'd be interesting. Like, yeah, what a.
Do you think they tolerate gnomes in Eastern European countries?
What if it's just a gnome but it looks like Stalin?
They put a big mustache on all the gnomes.
Yeah.
You know,
It's got little medals on its shirt and shit.
That would actually
like
be kind of funny.
General's uniform.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
But it's still got the dunce hat.
Yeah, of course. But maybe there's like a hammer and sickle star on it.
Ooh. I like it.
Yeah, interesting. Commissar gnome.
Commissar gnome.
Oh,
That's
that's
good.
amazing.
It's all fallen apart since the captain died. Everyone down here is on their last nerve. We thought the rioting was the worst of it. Till those things came through the
Pretty
vent.
interesting, yeah. Like a David gnome, but for the Soviet version of it, like Stanislav gnome.
Stanislav gnome.
That's great.
Fuck if I know why.
The animation probably sucked, though.
Oh, it probably looked like Vinny Pooh, dude. Made with crayons.
Commie countries.
Hey.
Oh shit! You get this earlier, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's way earlier.
Fuck
Well, you should be on Easy Street now.
Fucking love the Ripper, dude. Oh, that's right.
yeah. We gotta equip it. Yeah.
Yep.
I hope it kicks as much ass on this one as it did in the original.
Fuck yeah, dude. That Ripper.
That thing was just obscenely strong.
Well, I know in this one it'll bounce off of like basically anything you shoot it at, and you can do like straight up like trick shots with it now.
That's interesting. As long as you can't cut your own head off.
No, I don't believe it can. I don't think you can hurt yourself with it. But
Because I remember back in Unreal and Unreal Tournament, there was a similar gun where it shot little mini saw blades, right? And they would ricochet off of like walls and shit. But if you aimed it wrong, it could come back and it could like instantly kill you if you got yourself in a headshot.
Security! Oh god! He's dead! No, he's alive, but he hit that thing pretty hard. Chief, what the hell is happening? I don't know. Cancel security request. Henderson needs the medical bay. And a shrink.
yeah, people here weren't having a great time.
You rarely do once the zombies show up.
Yeah. Unless you're in that Warm Bodies movie and then you just get a zombie boyfriend.
Then you fuck.
That was the weirdest of all the movies that tried to rip Twilight off.
Yeah, the zombie one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people were like, "Oh, vampires are dead," and people like to fuck them, right?
Yeah, I don't know. At least vampires aren't actively rotting.
What about a skeleton? If the skeleton was down to bones, would that be alright?
Some YA, like, movie about some sexy skeleton at school.
And nobody knows it's a skeleton until it reveals its secret to the main character. Even though it's obviously a skeleton.
Right, you can just see that it's a skeleton.
The skeleton's trying to fit in at school. Kids are like,
they're teasing him for being anorexic.
Yeah, he's in like that. He's in the locker room, and they're like, "Oh man, you got the worst abs I've ever seen."
Well, the Ripper looks as OP as it's always done.
Yeah, that was awesome. Fucking love this gun.
Warning. Fuel reserves depleted. Main engines offline.
What's up here?
I think we should make that sexy skeleton movie.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think we could totally make this sexy skeleton movie.
Well, you gotta write a shitty series of novels first, so all the middle-aged housewives will buy it.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Honestly, I think it already sounds better than 50 Shades of Grey.
I want it.
Call it like I don't know. We gotta come up with a good name for it.
I feel like we'd have to ask like Chuck Tingle for help with this.
Yeah.
I would collaborate with Chuck Tingle.
Call it like the skeleton key or something. And then later,
the skeleton key to your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
The skeleton key to your heart.
That's
there you
right,
go.
Yeah. They'll,
that could also be a glam 80s metal rock song.
Stewart could play the skeleton with no
And then you get that name drop in the movie where it's like, it turned out the whole time his skeleton key was to my heart.
I want this movie now, yeah. This is
There definitely have to be a scene where like her bitchy friend tries to like steal the skeletons, you know, like one of those scenes where she like intentionally kisses the skeleton right in front of her, so that like makes the girl go cry. That's my skeleton boyfriend.
That's my skeleton boyfriend.
At first she thinks the skeleton's cheating on her.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like literally like the bitchy friend like corners the skeleton like in the hallway or whatever, and it's like, well, like, you gotta like, what? Why are you like her? Like, and then that girl like walks around the corner and she like forces the skeleton to kiss
them, like,
her.
making out.
Yeah, and then the skeleton pushes her away right away, but she doesn't see because she's already running away.
You
in tears.
with Jessica? How could you?
Have you no heart?
It almost sounds like a Rick and Morty.
It does, actually.
Yeah, it does.
Oh shit, how far back are we? Okay.
Just to picking up the...
Okay, I thought it had been like well before that. That would have sucked.
No, yeah, it's the same room that we died in, basically. So checkpoint system generally seems to be pretty good.
I remember there were some fights where you could go into what's this? For a while I had a girl cousin reading YA where the teenage girl protagonist from the 1800s was all into Jack the Ripper. That's kind of
There's
weird.
chicks into fucking Manson
Serial
stuff.
killers. Serial killers have always held a fascination for a
Ted Bundy.
certain subset of women. Yeah, I feel like that's the worst manifestation of this. Like, I can change him.
It definitely is.
Just like he only murdered and raped those women because he hadn't met the right one yet.
That is what they think, though.
Yeah, I always feel bad for people who get murdered, but
But if you're like, oh, this murderer is sexy, I feel like you kind of...
He's got those sexy murderer vibes.
Sexy murder vibes.
Like an 1800s prostitute that's just got the hots for him.
Yeah, I feel like if you're an 1800s prostitute,
Jack the Ripper is probably not going to be your friend.
Yeah, probably not not the guy you're trying to attract. Wow. I like the theory that Jack the Ripper was Canadian.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Yeah, there's some Canadian doctor who lived in London around the same times, and he left London around the same times that the killing stopped. So
I've heard the theory that maybe he was Polish.
yeah, I've heard that too.
Goddamn Polish.
I mean, hey, at least they have better teeth than everybody.
That's true.
Oh, wait, no. I don't want to. God damn it. Alright.
Oh, I guess you'll see them again in a couple of years.
Doesn't take as long as that one in the Foundation in Control.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, I, for one, enjoy the space gondola ride.
Yeah, big fan of the Space Gondola.
Yeah. Well, it's just so scenic.
It's definitely scenic.
Look at all those tubes, you know?
Yeah. Probably
Those
internet
tubes
in
are
there.
so scenic, bro.
Where else are you going to see tubes, man?
The internet.
Hey, you got some friends with you this time, too.
That's true.
Hey, push that button again, dude.
Yeah, I know. Go all the way back.
And then remember not to press it again when you get to the other side.
Or you could if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I'm not going to tell
Wow,
you
that really
about
shot out there.
Yeah, he did. Wow. Dude's probably in orbit by now.
Yeah, I love that they brought that in from 2. I wonder, yeah, zero gravity, being able to take their limbs and throw them like that.
Mm-hmm.
How much were they this much faster in the second game, Ulysses? I don't think they were this quick.
I don't feel like so, but there was so much more enemy variety in 2, and some of those guys were really fast. The ones
Some of those other kinds. I think I want to say that the Twitchers are in this one for sure. I don't remember if those were in the original version of 1. I think so, but I'm not positive.
Last valve done, Chief. Progress report filed by Jacob Temple. The engine problems aren't a malfunction. Someone shut off the fuel lines to the primary engine and damaged the valves to hell and back. We just wasted an hour fixing them. Now we need to restart the south refueling station, but some jackass turned off the power and locked up the circuit breaker. No engines? We're gonna hit planetfall soon. What now? There's gotta be someone around here how to spare access cargo.
Yeah, this is like the BP oil spill in space disaster.
We're sorry.
Just a necromorph going, sorry.
Just holding a sign.
I'm sorry.
Just naked on a bear skin. Sorry.
Can we get a necromorph and use the AI to sync it up so that we have a necromorph screaming, we have a pepper bar?
I mean, that'd be a better Quiznos commercial than what they
Yeah, that would be a better Quiznos commercial.
I almost want Quiznos to make a comeback just so they can
can make more
sabotage
terrible
themselves
commercials.
with terrible commercials all over again.
That was so funny,
That was
dude.
amazing.
Got a pepper bar!
And that weird commercial where that oven was trying to fuck that dude.
Yeah. Put it in me, Dave.
Thank God. After the bridge, we saw.
Well, I also, if you really analyze that commercial, it implies that he has put his dick in that oven.
Oh yeah, it's like they were like going through like a
Yeah.
breakup, but they're gonna reignite their.
Yeah, where he's like, "No, you're not fooling me again." I've still got burns on my dick.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like fucking an oven isn't gonna be a good time.
No, probably not.
Oh, okay, no power. Where is the power thing?
Well, and they also, like, it was for the torpedo sandwiches that were, like, extra long and thin.
Yeah.
It's like you really want to draw attention to the fact that your sandwiches are dick-like?
Yeah, that's
like,
not
what you want people to be thinking about.
People are
when
not
they
gonna
look
want to eat those.
Yeah. At least not most people.
I definitely was not into it.
But the penis muncher, yeah, extra
Schlong.
schlong size. Maybe they were going for this penis muncher demographic.
Is that a big demographic?
No, no. I feel like people munch penis.
Well, yeah, there are people who do, but are there enough of them, particularly that you want to devote an entire ad campaign?
Yeah, in order to support a nationwide sandwich chain? Probably not.
And of those penis munchers, how many of them like being called out like that?
That's probably also true, yeah. Just, you know, even a penis muncher wants to be able to enjoy their meal in peace.
What the hell's going on back there?
Cats.
They're like spilling out of the ceiling. They tried to shove them all in a closet. So
Yeah, he didn't want us to see his problem. He's embarrassed. Although you can't see it on the camera, but all the ceiling tiles are just kind of jiggling right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes little bits of fur kind
No,
of
they're
raining down.
jellicle.
You guys going with that Jellicle ball then?
Jellicle ball? What the fuck is that?
It's the cats. They're all
Jellicle
getting
cats.
excited for that Jellicle ball. Yeah.
Oh, you're just referencing.
I'm just
in the
referencing
play.
cats. Yeah, I don't know.
I thought there was like an actual event where people were dressing up as characters from Cats and going.
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked. I don't know. I feel like that Cats movie destroyed the goodwill that was left over from the musical.
Which is pretty impressive considering how popular that is.
Yeah, that musical ran for decades. But yeah, I don't know. Really is hard to like overstate how much of a fucking fever dream the 80s was.
Yeah, it was an oddball time. Fashion was weird, movies were weird.
All entertainment was weird.
I remember once you got good enough with this game, and especially using the Ripper, you could just like get these dudes following you in a conga line, and then like get them in a corner with you, and you just Ripper them all, and they can't touch you because there's a fucking blade in their face.
Right.
And then you just like get more ammo out of them than you use.
Well, and that was especially the case in the second game.
Yes.
Because you actually couldn't stomp as much ammo out of them in general in the first game, because that's kind of been adapted from 2 too, as well.
I like the thought of a conga line of necromorphs.
This is so horrible screaming. Alright, one more time.
You sure? We can always come back.
No, I'm sure.
We got plenty more tickets for this ride. You
Yeah,
can go on
dude.
it as many times as you want.
And if you go back and you get up there, you might be able to join the line with a bunch of Aspen skier douche necromorphs
Yeah,
waiting
yeah.
to get on.
That'd be kind of handy if you're like a necromorph skier douche, because then you could just kind of like use your claws to hold on to the fucking chairlift thing. Like you don't need the chairlift,
right.
you just like hold on to the
Well,
rope.
and then you could just like
you don't need
yeah,
skis
you don't
either.
need skis. You can just well, you need the skis. You don't need the poles.
Yeah. Why didn't they do that in 3? That was on a snow planet, and they didn't have them do that.
Yeah,
It's true.
They should have skied.
That was a missed opportunity.
Look at Isaac's like stupid, sexy necromorph.
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Refueling sequence activated. Sufficient fuel to fire primary engine.
Hey, look at that.
Okay, I've got a fuel reading. Only a quarter full, but it should be enough.
I still need to get the centrifuge working before restart. Someone really screwed with these fuel lines.
Move fast, Isaac. Egypt 7's looking damn close out there.
Bruce wasn't wearing anything in Gotham. That was such a weird moment in that show when he was in that fucking costume going, feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
God.
It was bizarre, dude.
Yeah, it was a strange show, man.
That show had like no idea of tone at all.
No, well, I mean, I don't think that show had any idea about anything.
Yeah.
They didn't know what time period it took place in.
Didn't know how DNA works.
Didn't understand like the character of Batman, or really any of the characters they tried to depict in that show.
Did give us that great Solomon Grundy song though. It had Trump Penguin in it. It did.
It did have
That's
Trump
right.
Penguin.
That was an interesting episode.
And they only did that for one episode and immediately dropped it after.
Yeah. Which that would have been a decent season-long storyline, to be honest. It was really weird for them to cram the political campaign and a downfall into one episode.
So, because they could never like fucking do anything. They had no patience to do anything properly.
Right. Well, and they wrote it in the old school kind of like rotating writer kind of way so much.
Yeah,
they let the actor that played Gordon direct
that one episode.
Yeah, he directed that sex scene where he got
where he was just like the coolest guy ever. Like
Ricochet Chaser, bring this part to the bench. Oh, okay, so that.
Yeah.
So there's.
Oh, it shows you where it's going to ricochet to.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can actually like intentionally.
That seems like it'd be pretty useful if you intend to do that a lot.
Yeah. Let's see, do I have any? No. Alright. Yeah, so far it seems like they did pretty much everything right with this.
Yeah, I don't see any issues so far. It feels like the old game, but with some nice new touches.
I still am hoping to see the final boss fight be reworked.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how just that last chunk of the game is going to go down.
Because it's pacing, it does kind of start to get stale in the last third in the original. Just due to not change. That's part of why Dead Space 2 is, I think, as good, much of an improvement as it is, because the pacing in that game is great.
Oh, yeah.
All the way to the end.
Well, the series really did benefit from becoming more of like an action game.
Yeah, that second one, I mean, it was kind of the perfect transition. When it's like, I mean, like with Alien, right? It's like, once you've seen it once, it's not going to be, nearly as scary, because it's familiar, so...
That's why they did Aliens.
Yeah.
With a completely different system. Then they completely shit the bed with the next two movies.
Oh, I could break the vents open myself. Huh.
Does that do anything?
Makes it more likely that I won't hear them coming after me.
Yeah, it seems like it's not helpful.
Assurance.
All right.
Don't go it alone.
Huh. All right.
I don't know what's even being advertised. About a battery? I mean, if they don't have a bunny to show me if it works or not, I'm not going to buy it.
Did you know that Energizer Bunny was actually, so like Duracell did a bunny commercial first?
Yeah.
And then Energizer was mocking how stupid their bunny commercial was by making an even more obnoxious bunny, and then people really liked it.
Yeah.
That became their mascot.
But didn't it actually like generate like more sales for other companies? Like, does nobody actually remember which company made the stupid rabbit?
I don't know that that's true, but I can definitely see that.
Finally get some upgrades. People do like obnoxious things.
Yeah, for whatever reason. I mean, that's a good point he brings up.
Shut up, Michael.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
Do you think they're going to make an Energizer Gnome?
I hope not. Probably, Pearl Milling Company will probably realize that they should just make the bottle shaped like gnomes soon.
What if all bottles become gnomes? Kool-Aid gnome, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Duracell gnomes. You can do all the cereal can be gnomes now.
Yeah. Gnomios.
Oh yeah, they
Got a tie-in for you.
yeah.
And on Jemima Gnome, they do need a new mascot.
Yeah, Pearl Milling Company is just, I don't know if that's going to work out.
What if all food becomes gnome-based? Like, even, like, the food is, like, gnome-shaped, even.
Oh, God, I don't know. It's going to be hard to eat.
Like, if you want... like, every time you're going to sit down to dinner, you're going to have to look down and be like, oh, I want these gnomes inside me.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
It's so distracting.
Start growing my own food.
What if it's just gnomes?
They genetically modify it so even, like, you grow a tomato, it looks like a gnome?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that would be pretty sad.
Like, you see the little hat kind of growing out of the ground, and then, like, when the tomato is ripe, it's like the little red, like, gnome face with the beard.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that would be a bummer, man. You can't see them going that far.
You never know, man.
I mean, you didn't expect it to get this far.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, who knows what they'll do next. I'm hoping there's not another wave of, like, animated gnome movies at any point.
I feel like we haven't really gotten the wave yet.
No, we just got, like, a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Sherlock Gnomes and, like, what else?
Well, there's Romeo and Juliet. And
Well,
Sherlock
Gnomes
was
the
the
sequel.
sequel.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't anticipate this moment.
I don't know. I will never underestimate the ability of people to shoehorn gnomes into things again. But they have been mostly sticking to these gnomes for special occasions thing, which is odd.
Right. A gnome for all seasons.
Yeah, basically. Like, I mean, the most out there thing that I've seen so far...
Shoehorn gnomes into shoes?
Alright.
Are the wedding gnomes.
Yeah, that is weird.
Cake toppers and stuff like that. And just
like, what was wrong with just, like, the regular wedding cake toppers?
I don't... I guess.
Yeah,
it's just, they're not gnomes, you know. But I haven't seen anything like innovative with gnomes yet. Like taking over the holidays was a big bet for them, and it seems to pay.
It's kind
off.
of innovative.
Yeah,
they're stealing a lot. It's
well, no, I mean, no, I was giving them credit for that. This plan they had to take over.
Yeah, I mean, but what if the holidays is just like the gnome equivalent of like the Sudetenland? You know, like this is just the first step.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, no, I do think that gnomes are just. Going to end up being in more and more stuff, or like representing more and more things. I wonder if they'll get a sports team eventually. There's still a few of them with like Native American.
Right? Can you believe it?
Yeah, that is weird.
They're giving gnomes credit for a thing.
Oh, I mean, it was clearly effective. Like, I mean, I can give unfortunate situations credit for having just dominated something, you know, like
sure.
There's clearly they were able to corner the market on holiday decorations for some reason. Not that I'm happy about it, but
I mean, there must have been a lot of demand.
There clearly is. Like, I can't.
Now this looks.
I can't deny that there are a lot of people who seem to like it because they wouldn't make them if people weren't buying them.
Alex, do you like it when gnomes dominate you, or do you prefer it the other way around?
You're asking whether I want to dominate a gnome or I want a gnome to dominate me?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, I don't think I would want it to be either way. I suppose I'd rather dominate the gnome than be dominated by a gnome, just because there's also the added humiliation of the idea
but I mean,
that I would allow
if you're
a
to be dominated, that's exactly what you want, isn't it? It's a humiliation.
Yeah, but I'm not into that, so that just doesn't do it for me. I would mostly just feel really unfortunate about the whole situation later.
This is a gnome BDSM.
Are you, Alex? Is that how you?
Oh yeah, dude. Nothing like a fucking pot-bellied gnome in bondage gear. Just black leather and metal clasps and like vaguely Nazi-esque regalia. Like it's the best way
to plow your backyard.
Yeah, man. It's like I like when the gnomes, you know, they show up with
The hat is attached to your head instead of the ball in your mouth.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, man. A gnome gagging me with a gnome hat. Wow. Wow, man. Like, what an experience that would be.
Well, we've already established what's under their hat, too.
Yeah, right. So that'd just be like, wow, yeah, wow. Like the gnome just like took his hat off his big head dick and put it in my mouth. And that's just like so erotic, Michael. Like thanks for conceiving of that.
Now it's getting good.
That's what he was waiting for the whole night.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can put together a little gnome ASMR for you.
What is gnome ASMR?
Just whisper the name David a lot.
Well, I'd just be like, and the gnomes, they come into your room. They say, Michael, wake up, Michael. We're the gnomes. And we're here to have sex with your butthole.
Well, we're also just about out of time here.
Oh, shit.
I think...
I'm glad we squeezed that gnome in, just like Alex does.
Yeah, exactly. You don't like it?
Michael, our heads are penises. Look at our big gnome head penises. They're so big and veiny. Don't you like our gnome head penises, Michael? If you don't pull down your pants, we will.
Did Michael leave?
No, he's probably masturbating.
Somebody's got to do it to the show. And on that note, good night, everybody. Maybe you just change that name to Alex. It sounds accurate.
I mean, you asked for more gnome erotica.
I mean, that is true.
You were the one that was really egging that
But
on.
you also had that ready to go.
Yeah, you've been thinking about this. What is this happening to you?
I do sometimes think about how nice it would be if the gnomes...
If the gnomes pounded you in the ass?
No, if the gnomes would go and rape Michael in his sleep and just, like,
There must be some gnome wars going on here.
Yeah, we got some beef here.
How rehearsed it was.
Yeah, that's right, Michael. I think a lot about how good it would be for you to experience
what you
experience.
The kind of things you described to me. Sometimes I think about if the gnomes would come in your room and do that to you.
Yeah, you got something to bond over, a shared experience.
It's true. You guys would be like really on the same
in counseling together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on the note of gnome,
whatever that was,
gnome eroticism.
Yeah.
The madness that this stream descends into. Michael was the only person in the chat, so I thought I'd appease him.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's true. All right, that's where we're gonna end it, though. Yeah. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye.